Hey, you can call me Midge, and we are back today with more Vampire Therapist. It's been a bit since I played. I'm excited to get back to it. So let's just jump right in. Curtain call, curtain call. I have an iced coffee today because it's hot as hell outside. I'm not usually an iced coffee girly, but sometimes it's necessary. Samuel, my dear, I do look forward to our chats. How are you feeling tonight?
I gotta confess, boss, I'm a little down. I love helping other vampires, but getting therapy myself sometimes ain't much fun.
I understand. Looking in the mirror is difficult for any human. Much more so when they don't cast a reflection.
You ain't kidding. It just seems like there's always work to do, you know? Like my walking in the woods for 90 years wasn't nearly enough time.
I dare say you are correct. I believe that we must never cease our walking in the woods. There is no mystery deeper than that of our own existence.
True.
Where do vampires come from anyway?
Well, Samuel, when two vampires love each other very much...
Come on, boss, that's not what I'm asking. Where do we come from?
The answer to that is much older than recorded history, my friend. But let us focus on you.
Nice way to dodge the question.
We should start with some meditation and determine what thoughts are most important to you right now. Close your eyes and envision your place of comfort.
Okay, so we're doing this meditation thing again.
I ain't good at being a therapist. Is my hat weird? Ich bin Sam. Ich bin un... Election looks real bad back home.
Oh my god.
Dr. Drain thinks I'm brain damaged. Why'd my mama have to marry that asshole? When's the sunrise?
It's nice to know...
The Senora hates my guts.
It's nice to know that my brain is
Sure
not
wish
the
you were
only
still
brain
here, Jeb.
that is just filled with
Actors need help, that's for dang
ridiculous random
sure.
thoughts like this.
Wish I had more book smarts. Bet he scares the heck out of me.
She is a little scary.
You're an idiot, Sam, hurting all them folk. Why'd I join up with a gang in the first place?
How are you feeling now?
Kept perfect focus during meditation. I figured it out this time. It took me a little bit the first time, but I got it now.
I'm way more centered now. I think I was actually afraid of therapy today.
Why is that, my friend? What thoughts came up?
Well, after last time, I think I was stewing a bit. Just being real angry at myself for joining that nasty cult in the first place.
They preyed on the vulnerable, as cults tend to do. If you had been a man of means with a robust support system, I doubt they would have noticed you.
Very true.
Yeah, I know. And honestly, I'm mad about that too. I mean, my country did me real wrong and put me in that sorry state to begin with.
This sounds like a proverbial can of worms.
Yeah, you could definitely say that. After we talked last time, I kept thinking, what could I have done differently? And the answer amounts to horse shit.
Sometimes that's the case.
All that law-breaking I did, all that murdering and stealing and doing no good, that was my country failing me.
I mean, yeah, but you also did make the decision.
Let us slow down, Samuel. You are making a bit of a logical leap. I have great admiration and empathy for you, my friend. But it is disrespectful to those you hurt to blame anyone but yourself.
Absolutely.
I mean, I guess I could have died. Suppose that would have been kinder. But that's a lot to ask a boy to do.
I am not suggesting that you should have died. And I do not suggest that your country was without fault. However, your country had its role, and you had yours.
Because you still have free will, and you still make the choices you make, regardless of your situation.
You are using a cognitive distortion called blaming. When we engage in blaming, we ignore or wipe away our own faults, attributing them to someone or something else. Our faults are precious, Samuel. We cannot be ourselves without them. Do not wipe them away.
Before we get started with the client, I should probably go through and read the cognitive distortions again, just to refamiliarize myself, because it's been like 2 weeks since I played this, and I probably don't remember everything.
I mean, I just wish things hadn't been the way they were. If my country had taken a better trail, maybe I would have turned out different.
Differently. I am sorry to interrupt, but Senora Deste might correct you less gently. Now then, perhaps it would help to put blaming into perspective. It is always humbling to see ourselves in the mirrors of our minds, is it not? Let's try some examples. See if you can tell when I am blaming.
Okay.
I turned into a bat the other day and flew right into a tree. Who put that tree there?
Let's just listen to all of them first.
I was unable to perform in bed with Crimson the other night. It must have been her fault. The interface on this widely used new vampire dating app is so modern. How do they expect anyone to use this cursed thing? Did you see the football game the other night? My preferred team played with great skill and should have won. The referee was clearly an agent of the Dark Lord.
Okay.
It is the fault of the cursed sun that we must live in darkness. There are some blaming distortions you missed in there, my friend. Listen once more. I turned into a bat the other day and flew right into a tree. Who put that tree there?
I don't think that is.
I was unable to perform in bed with Crimson the other night. It must have been her fault.
Dang, that is some blaming. Takes two to tango, boss. Maybe there's some bad blood brewing between you two. Man, I wish I hadn't heard about it.
Do not worry, my friend. Crimson and I bring each other great satisfaction.
All right, I get it.
I said nothing lurid, Samuel. Why are you so distressed?
Singing great satisfaction. It's like hearing your parents talking about their sex lives. Not that you're... forget I said anything.
All right, Samuel, let us move on. The interface on this widely used new vampire dating app is so modern. How do they expect anyone to use this cursed thing? Did you see the football game the other night? My preferred team played with great skill and should have won. The referee was clearly an agent of the Dark Lord.
I don't think that's blaming either. That's a wild conclusion to jump to, but I don't think it's blaming.
It is the fault of the cursed sun that we must live in darkness.
Well, the sun can't help being the sun, so don't go blaming it. The way I see it, we got our place. That ain't nobody's fault.
Well done, Samuel. Perhaps the sun is even more brilliant in our memories, and seeing the real thing would spoil it.
Well, that's one way of thinking about it.
There are some blaming distortions you missed in
one.
there, my friend.
Okay.
Listen once more. I turned into a bat the other day and flew right into a tree. Who put that tree there?
I think is this
Blaming someone else or the tree for you being clumsy, that ain't gonna do anyone much good.
I guess I was thinking it was more of like a joke, like who put that tree here? You know, like I don't know. I guess I interpreted it incorrectly.
I smacked into my fair share of trees back when I was a youngster, but that was definitely my fault.
Of course. There is no shame in being a novice flyer as a young vampire, but we can be insecure creatures. That's our humanity at work. I was unable to perform in bed with Crimson the other night.
Do it again? Okay.
It must have been her fault.
Dang, that is some blaming. Takes two to tango, boss. Maybe there's some bad blood brewing between you two. All right, I get it.
I said nothing lurid, Sam.
Singing.
The interface on this widely used new vampire dating app is so modern. How do they expect anyone to use this cursed thing? Did you see the football game the other night? My preferred team played with great skill and should have won. The referee was clearly an agent of the Dark Lord.
I really don't think this is blaming. Is it wanting me to choose that? Okay, I guess we'll do that.
Now hold on, Andy. I think I saw the game you're talking about, and you're just blaming the ref for your team's mistakes.
Okay, I get it.
You got a great tight end, but one that plays a little dirty.
I thought it was just more of like a hyperbole.
I didn't mean it like that. Oh, heck, I can't talk right today.
It's quite all right. Isn't getting dirty the point of play? It is the fault of the cursed sun that we must live in darkness.
Well, the sun can't help being the sun, so don't go blaming it. The way I see it, we got our place. That ain't nobody's.
Well done, Samuel. Perhaps the sun is even more...
Well, that's one way of thinking about it.
There are some blaming distortions
so the other
you
one
missed
is
in there,
one
my
too?
friend. I turned into a bat the other day and flew right into a tree.
Blaming someone else or the tree for you. I smacked into my...
Of course. There is no shame in being a novice flyer as a young vampire, but we can be insecure creatures. I was unable to perform in...
Dang, that is... All right.
I said nothing lurid.
Singing...
The interface on this widely used...
Come on now, boss. Not every app out there is designed too good, but we can't expect machines to run themselves. Well, that's some blaming right there.
I don't know, that's
You are correct, Samuel. It was only hypothetical, of course. I do endeavor to keep up with the times. By the way, thank you again for teaching me Control-V and Control-C the other night. What a delightful trick.
Oh, yeah. Way faster than going through the edit menu all the time.
You youngsters always find the latest tricks.
I think I get it. I ain't trying to erase what I did. I'm just bitter that I felt like I had no choice at all.
As always, I was overthinking it. Like if I just go with like the most simple and don't deeply think about it, then I'll get it correctly. I'll get it correct. But thinking about it too much.
And it all goes back to the United States taking my daddy away for their manifest destiny.
Some blaming ones in there and some non-blaming ones in there, and they didn't do that.
I'm mad at him too. dying for his country. What kind of nonsense is that? How'd his country pay him back?
That's a valid
By
feeling.
making my poor ma marry a drunk who beat the daylights out of her and his kids? Ain't no damn wonder I turned out the way I did.
Your mom married him, and your dad chose to be a drunk to beat his kids.
That must have been devastating, Samuel. Countries are not human. They cannot feel. And stories such as yours prove it.
I mean, what the hell, Andy? My daddy's corpse didn't give a shit about no United States of America. It's kind of funny when you think about it. He died fighting the British so the U.S. could say they own Missouri. Who the fuck cares? I'm telling you, Andy, the best thing about being dead is realizing how little that nationalism crap matters.
Desire for
all I'll say.
identity can create monsters worse than we. What happened after your father died?
Well, we didn't have nothing. The money was running out, so my ma got married to a hard man who drank even harder. He beat up my older brother, Jeb, for fun. And once Jeb started fighting back, dear old stepdad came for me. And that's when my brother killed him.
He, in the meditation, I was talking when it was said it, but he said, I wish you were still here, Jeb, and I didn't know who that was. I guess it was his brother.
It sounds like a tragedy from my own country's mythology. I am sorry that such a thing happened to you, Samuel. Your brother was brave.
No kidding. We went on the run together, but he was the one who kept us alive and fed, mostly through stealing and begging. Once we stopped being cute, begging didn't work anymore, so we moved up to robbing and killing. Killed my first man at 12, and then it got a little too easy.
That is young. I cannot imagine how difficult that must have been, Samuel. My country asked me to kill at 20, and I still remember how devastating it felt.
Wow.
Yeah, well, nobody told me to do it. Like you said, that was all me. I don't think anyone was surprised either. When my brother and I rode into a town, you should have seen the way people looked at us. They knew we were trouble, and we were determined as hell to prove them right.
A moment, Samuel. I believe this is an opportunity for some growth.
It's them distortions again, huh?
To err is human, as they say. Do not be discouraged. There is something in what you just said that you cannot be sure of. Can you tell me what it is?
Nationalism is neat, actually. That people knew we were trouble.
I guess there ain't no way of knowing that people thought we were trouble.
That's right, Samuel. There is one way of knowing exactly what they were thinking, and that would be to read their minds. Thus is the cognitive distortion called mind reading. Yes, we can weigh evidence and make predictions, but never with complete certainty.
I was a dirty little thieving murderer. I don't blame him for judging me.
First, that's labeling. Second, one of those people might have been patient and gentle, one that had an experience like yours. You cannot know. With your mind reading, do you see how you made everyone your enemy?
Yeah, you're right. You're damn right.
No one expects a child to be perfectly aware of themselves and the world, Samuel. Remember, start with compassion for yourself. Here, let us do an exercise to help you recognize mind reading. Jesus Christ would have disliked the idea of anal intercourse.
Okay, yeah.
I know that's mind reading right there. Unless you asked Jesus Christ himself and he told you, there's no way you'd know how he feels about butt sex.
Oh my god, this game.
Very good, Samuel. Many in my time have claimed to know the mind of Jesus Christ.
They still do.
And none of them have ever even met him.
You were there when he was kicking around. You ever meet him?
No, that part of the world was never really vampire-friendly. The chair you're sitting in is one of his, though. Magnificent, isn't it?
Jesus Christ made this chair?
I bought it cheaply before he became a big deal. He was certainly ahead of his time as a carpenter.
Holy cow.
Dang. Now I feel awkward sitting in this thing.
It's more than 2,000 years old, Samuel. It is still just a chair, and it's experienced millennia of past wind.
Oh my god.
Don't worry about it. Crimson is upset with me because I forgot to take out the garbage. I know, because she told me so.
That's not blaming then.
I sent my friend Vlad an
blaming.
internet
Mind
message, and he left it on red. He must hate me.
That's mind reading.
That's some mind reading for
guilty of
sure.
that.
There's no way you know what Vlad's thinking. Maybe he wasn't ready to answer, or maybe he forgot.
Excellent, Samuel. That's correct. There are endless reasons why Vlad would leave my messages on red, and only Vlad knows them. Reading too much into an internet message is a massive waste of time.
That's another good piece of advice there that I think we can all take.
The Pony Express was a lot healthier, I think. This internet stuff makes people get real nutty.
Mortals are in more of a rush than we are, I'm afraid. Let us continue. One of the patrons of my club was having dirty thoughts about me. I know because I read his mind with my vampiric powers.
Well, then that's not that is literally mind reading then. So what is the answer here? Is it mind reading or not? Because if he literally did it, does it count as mind reading? As a distortion? I don't think so.
I told our bouncer, Bert, a funny joke the other day. He was quiet, but very amused.
That's nice.
How the heck would you know if Bert was amused by your jokes? That's clearly mind reading.
You are correct, Samuel. No one knows what Bert is thinking. I like to think he dreams of butterflies. But who can say?
I don't think he's thinking of butterflies.
Then you are mind reading, Samuel. Let Bert be Bert.
You're mind reading.
Yeah, I guess so.
I believe you now understand that mind reading may have closed the door on some opportunities
So
for
there
you.
was a trick question in that one.
I suppose. I can't really know either way, but I guess that's the point of all this. Knowing what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
Exactly, Samuel. So tell me, what happened to you and your brother?
You don't know already. I thought we were famous Wild West outlaws. They called us the Handsome Boys on account of the fact that we were young and good looking. I think we made as close to a living as possible while keeping up a life like that for some 35 years.
Damn, that's a long
They stopped
time.
calling us the Handsome Boys eventually. Mostly they just called us those two some bitches. Jeb and I married a pair of sisters, even talked about settling down in some kind of fashion. I guess we got greedy though. One last big job, as they say in the pictures. Met this fella in a saloon who'd heard of us. Went by Ernie. He said he'd help us take down the Pioneer Missouri Bank.
Damn.
Take of $30,000, split 3 ways.
I don't know what the conversion to that time would be, but I bet it's a lot of
That's
money.
about $1 million in today's
Wow, okay.
dollars, but that kind of money was unthinkable back when.
Holy shit.
We got the money all right, but my brother got shot in the head. Dead before he even hit the ground.
Dang.
I didn't know who did it. So in my rage, I killed every soul in that bank. Ernie and I ran off with that dirty money, but weren't nothing the same after that. When she heard the news, my sister-in-law was screaming so loud she scared the coyotes away. My wife left with her that night, and I didn't see either of them ever again.
Damn.
Not sure I wanted to. I had $15,000 and no interest in spending it. Just sat there in a sack. When Ernie invited me to join his gang, I saw no reason not to.
Ooh, did Ernie set him up?
I'm pretty sure I signed that devil's contract as soon as I started killing them folks in the bank.
I am sorry, Samuel. That is a truly horrifying story. I can hear the pain in your voice. Your brother was precious to you.
Yeah. He wasn't a good man, Andy. But he kept me safe. Without him, I knew I'd be doomed. I was certain I had no choice but to join the Mystic Bastards. Yeah, I know. Cognitive distortion.
I know you know, Samuel. A new one, but I think you can identify it on your own. What is the cognitive distortion you are displaying now?
He didn't have a choice. Yeah, he was too sure of his fate.
I was so sure I was right to join the Mystic Bastards. Ain't nobody could have convinced me otherwise.
Indeed, Samuel. This cognitive distortion is known as being always right. And when you are always right, your choices are limited, even if they lead to doom. We become so convinced that only we have the appropriate perspective, even in a world of infinite possibilities. One would expect immortals to be immune to this distortion after seeing their beliefs challenged over generations. But we are just as susceptible to being always right. Let's try some examples so you can identify when I am always right.
Okay.
I have the experience of ages. My authority cannot be questioned.
Yeah, that's always right for sure.
Okay, Boomer.
Okay, Boomer.
Excuse me?
Just something I hear the kids say when old mortal folk are acting like they're always right. The folks born after World War II are real good at destroying the world, but they assume age leads to wisdom. It ain't necessarily so.
You are always right about that. Well done, Samuel. With my multi-generational economic expertise, I am confident that market conditions will result in mass layoffs in the next quarter.
With my old economic space, I'm confident that current market conditions. I don't think that's always right. Being confident is not being like, I am 100% sure about this. You're just like, yeah, I think so.
I know that turning another into a vampire inevitably results in resentment.
Yeah, I think
That sounds like you're always right. I know a lot of us vampires ain't too happy with our lot in life, but we ain't always resentful.
That is correct, Samuel. Of course, we must be careful when choosing whom we turn and when. Choosing to live forever is not a choice casually made.
It ain't usually a choice at all.
But we will endeavor to break that cycle, my friend. We have enough clients already without having more resentful immortals running around. Let us continue.
so they're not making
I know
more
for a
vampires.
fact that vampires become misanthropic as they age. I do not need your
Yeah, that's
perspective.
always
And now hold on, you ain't always right. You thinking we're gonna turn into misanthropes is limiting you from making new vampires, but that's just your thinking.
Yeah.
Very good, my dear Samuel. Caution is warranted when bringing a new soul into the dark, but I must consider perspectives other than my own. I have not had much good fortune with my children of darkness, but I am indeed not the only judge of character.
That's not always right.
You got kids, Andy?
I had many dark children before I recognized the gravity inherent in doing so.
Oh, maybe that wasn't even a question. I thought that was the next statement to analyze.
I only wish more of my brethren could learn what a responsibility it is to begin the unlife of another. I know the internet is a passing fad. I have seen technology come and go, so I can trust my own expertise.
I think that's always right.
I think you're doing a
That
little
one
always
bordered on
right
it, I
there,
think.
Andy. A lot of folks had unwavering confidence that the fax machine was going to stick around forever, but they weren't right neither.
Truly? I still use my fax machine. It is the preferred mode of communication among vampires here in Germany.
My God.
Heck, I guess that just proves no one is always right about technology. I think I get it, boss. If I had found folks to listen to other than myself, maybe I wouldn't have joined up with Ernie's gang.
Perhaps, perhaps not. You had plenty of reasons for making the choices you made. Reflecting on them is what helps us to grow.
Yeah, I'm a lucky fellow all in all. I did some stuff with those vampires that I was pretty sure erased any humanity I had left. But I was wrong. Them transcendentalists I hold up with were ready to help me no matter how nasty I was. And I know I've done a lot of thinking on my own, but I owe them everything.
I've done a lot of thinking on my own, but I owe them everything. Is that so, Samuel? Can you point out your own distortion there?
Disqualifying the positive.
It's my old favorite sneaking up on me, disqualifying the positive. I did plenty of work on myself.
That's right, Samuel. And why were the transcendentalists able to help you? We just went over it tonight.
I wasn't always right.
I realized I wasn't always right. I was ready to start receiving help.
Excellent, Samuel. Your capacity for self-reflection, and so quickly, is truly inspiring. I almost feel as though my blood is circulating on its own.
Oh, come on, Andy. I'm just a fella.
You have earned a reprieve from disqualifying the positive, my friend. Embrace it. I believe we have had a productive session today. Let us not press matters. This is difficult work, and you are handling it wonderfully. How do you feel?
You know, I feel okay. Somehow it's better than feeling good. What happened is what happened. Some bad stuff happened to me, and I did some bad stuff.
I like that. Somehow it's better than feeling good to feel okay. That's actually like a pretty profound idea right there.
None of it lasts forever. That's the nice thing about having all the time in the world.
Your trials have made you wise indeed, my dear Samuel. Now rest, my friend. You shall soon share your wisdom with your clients. I wish you a good night.
Okay, before we go to the coffin to watch a movie or whatever we're gonna do, I want to go over all. Oops! Damn it! Why does the book always do that? Okay, let's go back to the beginning and kind of just give myself a. I don't need to default disqualifying the positive labeling. I got those. I got should statements. I know those pretty good. Okay, yeah, I think it's just the newer ones that I need to go back over again. And I do get personalization and the other one confused quite easily. Okay, personalization. We often assume things happen because of us, which makes sense. Personalization, ourselves. Heck, often they do. That's why we get tempted by personalization, wrongly linking external events to ourselves in cases where realistically there's no definite link. Okay, so I get it. Sometimes people actually are out to get us, or we do cause events, but sometimes we're doing some personalization. Okay. I don't need to read the examples again. Emotional reasoning is when we act like our feelings represent reality. But no matter how unhappy we are, feelings alone don't define the world. Okay. I asked Andy, ain't everything emotional reasoning? And I think that's why I get it confused. Because everything feels like, don't we make decisions based on that? He said no. Emotional reasoning specifically when we project our feelings onto the world. Okay. The world can feel like garbage when I feel like garbage, but that doesn't make it reality. Okay. I think I got overgeneralization pretty good. Blaming. Blaming is kind of the opposite of personalization. Instead of everything being about us, we act like it's all about someone else. Yep, sometimes we're at fault and just don't want to admit we have some control. When we can't admit contributing to our own problems, we point the finger at someone else, and that's blaming, and a distortion that needs fixing. Examples. It's the barkeep's fault I lost my money at poker. He shouldn't have served me so much whiskey. I stubbed my toe on my coffin because someone must have moved it. I only missed my target because the gunmaker messed up somehow. Okay? Mind reading. When we assume somebody's thoughts, they have no opportunity to prove otherwise. People usually imagine I'm sitting here thinking about horses, but that's true only some of the time. It's mind reading to invent someone else's thoughts. We can't know them. Examples. That hombre there's real quiet. He must be plotting against me. My blood partner's thinking of leaving me for a sexier vampire. He didn't say so, I just know it. When that lady saw my fangs, she must have thought I would sound like Bela Lugosi. I am definitely guilty of this on occasion, especially like certain times of the month. My brain spirals and I start thinking I understand what everyone else is doing when, like, say, like the thing about like the text thing was a really apt example. Like if I send somebody a message and they don't respond to me for a couple days, I start to think, well, they must hate me, like, you know, thoughts like that. And I know logically that that's not correct, but sometimes your thoughts aren't logical. That's why they're distortions. Okay, always right. We all get things wrong sometimes, and we all know it. But in the heart of the moment, we might get so worked up we feel like everything we say is correct. We might double down on opinions, or even reject opposition first thing. In these moments, all of our beliefs feel always right. I think we all know people who do this, and we might even do it ourselves sometimes. Disagreements have nuance, and although we might get a lot right, we're not always right. Get a lot right, we are not always right. Examples. The evidence is irrefutable. Bram Stoker was a vampire himself. Okay. I've been thinking about rereading Dracula. I used to reread it like every couple of years, and it's been a long time since I've read it again. It's one of my favorite books ever. I know the way through the canyon. No need to check the map. Don't question me. Blended in with mortals. I've done that for years. I know what I'm doing and don't need changing now. Okay. Let's see if there's anything new. Yeah, I don't think so. I think we went over all this last time. Yeah. Yeah, I think we read all this. Okay, let's see about the journal. Probably should have went back and watched my other video to see. I don't think we read this one. Okay, let me go back a little bit. Oh yeah, he did say he was going to go to the Audubon. Okay, May 13th, 2024. I had a great weekend. I really needed to get out in nature again. I saw a whole bunch of funny birds I never saw back home and just enjoyed staying out under the stars. I can't remember if we read this or not. I'm going to read it again just in case. When I did run into mortals, they didn't speak a lot of English, but they could definitely do the accent. I guess they think all Americans sound like me. I couldn't get too close to them, though, so I had to live on local... Oh, I did read this. Wildlife blood. I drank from a boar. Not bad, but could have done without the bristles. Okay, yeah, I do remember reading this now. I'm back in Leipzig now. Just learned 3 more cognitive distortions. I think I'm getting the hang of this thing. All right. Okay. I'm a little more confident now.
Yeah, I believe it's early coffin time for me tonight. Have a good night, Andy.
You as well, Samuel. Rest in peace.
What if I start saying that to, like, my partner when he's going to bed? Like, you're going to bed? Rest in peace.
Samuel, greetings. You look a bit pale. May I offer you something to drink?
Why did this slide up? What do we need to see now? No, every time my instinct is to click the edge of the book because it's a book. I would want to exit, but you gotta click it in the middle. Annoying. Okay. He added a journal entry. It's been a hell of a month. Oh, it's June 10th. It's been a hell of a month. I've got a full caseload of clients. I'm picking up new friends at Immernach, and Andy says I've been doing a great job. I probably said that name totally wrong. I learned 3 more cognitive distortions tonight, and I think I'm really getting the hang of this thing. I'm also learning a lot about Crimson. There's something special about that lady. I can see why Andy's a fan of hers. Seems like she could be doing a lot more than running a bar, but maybe that's doing some should statements. Oh, I took a little trip to Dresden. Heck of a place. They had this emperor named Augustus the Strong who spent all of Germany's money on porcelain. I wish I could have been his therapist. Wow, I didn't know that about the porcelain. That's wild. Okay.
Yeah, you got any drinker's blood?
I know you are joking. You will not dilute your blood before a session.
Ooh, look at that face. He's real serious about that.
Yeah, I know. You're right. I just don't know who I'm meeting tonight. Is it going to be Dr. Drain or that Lord Luridus fella?
You only met a single individual last time, and you will meet only a single individual this time.
Yeah.
Do not let Dr. Drain's avoidance of accountability confuse you.
Avoidance of accountability.
You saw the guy, though. Lord Luridus ain't nothing like Dr. Drain.
Yeah, he is. He's the same. He's he's the other side of the same coin.
And why do you think that is, Samuel?
It's easier for Dr. Drain to blame Lourdes. Opposite to try. It's easier for him to blame Lourdes.
Well, maybe it's easier for Dr. Drain to blame Lord Lourdes.
Correct, Samuel. A mild change in personality would be within Dr. Drain's control. Lourdes is not, and therefore, Dr. Drain relinquishes control. Prepare yourself, my friend. Let us find the darkness that lives within Dr. Drain.
Oh, I forgot I gotta pick these. Oh man, this is hard to pick. Okay. He's definitely got always right in there. Does it let me choose? How come it doesn't let me choose all of them? I don't understand that. Sometimes it lets me click it, and sometimes it doesn't. That is so freaking weird. I don't... It must be a bug, because a second ago I could click emotional reasoning, and yeah, see? And now I can't. What? There's got to be some kind of bug going on there, which makes it annoying, because I'm like, am I choosing the correct one? I'm sorry I keep itching my shoulder. Something bit me, I think, when I was taking the puppy out, and it's annoying the hell out of me. Okay. Probably blaming... What am I thinking? Disqualifying the positive. He does do that a lot. And maybe overgeneral. I can't choose it. Can I choose it? Why can't... See, I could a second. There it goes. Why can't I choose it every time? Okay, now I can choose it. That's super freaking weird. Alright.
Alright, I think I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Hopefully these are right choices.
Do not fear, Samuel. I shall not let Dr. Drain hurt you, no matter what he is calling himself. Do what you do best.
All right.
I will, I promise.
Let's try.
And here he comes, whoever he is today.
I love that transition. Whoever came up with that is a genius.
Somewhat taciturn today, then. Well, don't be upset with me. I did warn you about that beast. At least now you recognize the urgency in being rid of him. Perhaps now we can stop beating about the bush and actually fix my addiction problem.
Oh yeah, he was mad because we didn't like...
I'm here to help, but if we're gonna lick this thing, we gotta do it honestly. And that means getting to the root of the problem.
Not that we didn't get rid of his addiction, but that we didn't think it was as serious as he thinks it is.
I tire of this self-examination process. There must be something efficacious that I can do. Perhaps some sort of aversion therapy. I am willing to do whatever it takes to make that villain just go away.
Then maybe that's self-reflection, dude.
Then you gotta be willing to address the big old elephant in the room. And what is that?
Lord, this is kind of hot. You're the same person.
You and Lord Lourdes ain't two different people. You keep talking about him like he's someone else, but you both got the same brain in there.
Mm-hmm.
Complete and utter nonsense. You've met him. We share absolutely nothing in common. And what's more, I am fully aware that he hates me. Take a look at this note he left on my desk. That's supposed to be you there with the micro penis?
Tiny penis. Oh my god.
Indeed. Juvenile humor, to be sure. Certainly nothing I would produce. Ain't he got the same penis, though?
Ain't he got the same penis? Good question.
Quite so. I have no doubt he does the most terrible things with it. So somehow he's got a different brain than you do, but the same penis. Something ain't adding up here, Doc. I resent what you are suggesting. I have no effect on what Lord Lourdes does.
Ooh. You do have an effect on it. Oh, is that blaming? I don't know what Lourdes does. Damn, I'm already stumped. I think it's either blaming or overgeneralization, I think, because you do have an effect. Let's try that. No?
Dr. Drain seems to assign himself no responsibility at all for the actions of Lord Lourdes.
Blaming, then, I think.
Is this fair?
I resent what you are suggesting. I have no... I know you're a pretty responsible fella, but you're giving Lord Lourdes more credit than he deserves. What on earth are you talking about?
That's what I thought about overgeneralization. Like, he's giving him more credit. Like, he's not taking the credit for himself. So he's overgeneralizing how much credit he should give Lord Lourdes.
You know that old stereotype mortals like to spread about us where we can't go into a place until we're invited?
Oh, it's a stereotype.
A ludicrous idea with no basis in scientific truth. Ain't you giving Lord Lourdes your permission to come in and do what he does when you take that plasma stuff? I didn't invite him in the first time. I had no idea what I had created. That his presence would become an addiction was not known to me. Dr. Drain, you're a scientist. Your stock and trade is in facts, ain't it? Let's leave thought out of this for now. You gotta be my scientist here and stick to what we know.
Okay.
Very well. Yes. The genesis of Lord Luridus was in the actions and choices I took. Are you quite satisfied? Doc, we ain't here for my satisfaction. Do you really think that? Well, the fact that I am upset right now certainly lends credence to the idea that you are trying to shame me.
I'm not shaming you.
I won't lie to you, Doc. The people that Lord Luridus has hurt probably would have a bone to pick with you. But I ain't here to punish nobody. That ain't the way to help you. In this room, we're working together. You're doing the hard work, and I'm just giving you support. Catch my drift, partner? And so you do me even greater shame through kindness. I cannot win. Perhaps I should simply let that beast, Lord Luridus, have his way with me. Come on now, Doc. You're jumping right to doom there. There are so many ways this therapy thing could go for you. It ain't we destroy Lord Luridus or Lord Luridus wins. Jumping right to catastrophe just ain't realistic. Already you're fighting him by being here. That means there's definitely something in the middle. And working together, we'll make things better. Maybe not completely better. This work ain't never done.
That's true.
Of course, I am forgetting myself. I'm not usually prone to extremes. I shall attempt to be more mindful.
Good for you.
I ain't expecting you to be perfect, Doc. And I don't want you to expect perfection from yourself either. What I'm asking you for is self-compassion.
Why is self-compassion so hard for so many of us? We can give compassion to other people, no problem, right? But it's so hard to do it to ourselves. And I mean this in, like, every sense of the word. Whether it be about the way you feel about your body, or your achievements, or your lack of achievements, or, I mean, just, the possibilities are endless, right? Like, if our best friend said the things that we say to if your best friend came to you and said the things about themselves that you often say to yourself, because I know there's some way that you talk badly to yourself, you would get mad at your friend about it, but like yet we continue to do it to ourselves. Why is that such a hard concept? I don't understand.
That ain't erasing blame. It's just approaching yourself from a place of understanding. That's a scientific method, ain't it?
I doubt many in the scientific community would agree with such a statement, but I believe I understand the thrust of it. We cannot address facts if we mask them in emotionality.
True.
That's exactly it, Doc. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Indeed. Thus my attempt to synthesize the thought properly.
Well, thank the dark powers that made us. Someone in here's the smart one.
You're smarter than you give yourself
Very
credit for.
well. We shall take a strategic, scientifically sound approach. We will agree upon facts, develop hypotheses, test and validate.
Yeah, that helps.
If I rely on the science, I will never be wrong.
That's always right.
Hold on a sec. Before we jump in, Doc, I gotta challenge you. Even science ain't gonna make it certain you're always right. The answers science gives you might not be the answers that are best for you. I just want you to keep your mind open, all right?
My mind is always open. I'm a scientist.
I'm just gonna reflect that back to you and see if you think that's true. You're saying being a scientist means your mind is always, without fail, open.
Well, I suppose that sounds a bit ridiculous. Very well. I shall endeavor to ensure that my thinking is flexible.
Good.
Well, sounds good to me, compadre. Let's start assembling them facts. Can I ask you some questions then?
You may. Let us begin.
All right, so you told me that the thing that makes your plasma addicting is how good it makes you feel when you wake up from it. From your scientific perspective, what makes it feel good?
From a chemical perspective, good feelings, or positive emotions, are the result of neurotransmitter action. Considering the specific emotions felt in the immediate moment are contentment and satisfaction, it is certain that I am experiencing an oxytocin and dopamine release.
Okay.
It is a primal limbic response. In laboratory settings, we observe a constant drive in animals towards stimulating the release of amygdala-receptive neurotransmitters.
I think you're gonna need to boil that down for me, Doc.
I did not come here to teach, but so be it. Ask your questions.
We'll ask about how it's relevant.
So what's all this stuff really mean in the end, Doc? Why's this neurotransmitter stuff even matter?
An intriguing question. Naturally, emotion does not have a practical evolutionary application on its own.
Okay.
However, these emotions signal to the reptilian brain whether or not we are under threat.
Okay, I see where you're going.
Oh, well, dang, now I think we're getting somewhere. I think the answer's right in front of us.
Oh? And what is it that your rooting, tooting brain can synthesize that mine cannot?
Rooting, tooting brain. He needs a psychiatrist. He needs to live in the world. Lord Lourdes feels safer than Dr. Drain.
You don't feel safe on your own. Taking that plasma forces you to get that neurotransmitter hit.
An intriguing theory. However, evidence stands against it. Like it or not, I am a vampire. The only thing that may threaten me is the sun or a more powerful vampire. I should not be experiencing feelings of mortal danger. I am not immortal. Logically, I should know such a thing is ridiculous.
There's them should statements again, Doc. It doesn't matter what logic says.
Yep.
You still got that part of your brain that says it's in danger, and that part doesn't care about logic.
An astute point, and an inconvenient one. That we should be saddled with such vestigial, primal concerns is most unfortunate.
It really is.
Can't avoid the fact that we still got them human concerns. At least we don't gotta poop, huh?
Oh my god.
Oh dear, and you are doing so well. At least I have nothing to fear from you.
It's true, though. We're still animals, partner. We gotta satisfy the animal. Just not through pooping.
Not through poop.
But we are immortal. Why do we have animal needs, fears, and emotions? What possible use do they have?
Overgeneralization. No?
Poor Dr. Drain
Okay,
is diminishing the entire
Okay, yeah,
human,
diminishing the
or rather animal experience in his pursuit of logical outcomes. Quite dogmatic for a scientist.
But we are
Right, I
immortal.
gotcha.
Why do...
Sometimes, Doc, you are just too smart for your own good. You're logicking away all the good things about being human. I mean, let's say we freed ourselves from those biological concerns. Got rid of all them fears and insecurities and quirks. Why are we doing anything then? I don't know about you, Doc, but I don't want to turn into a computer. All them great discoveries and works of art came from our humanity.
Very true.
Perhaps it is so. Do you know, I met Isaac Newton several times. The young fellow was motivated indeed, but it was his human vindictiveness that made him so effective. All those motherfuckers who called me a nerd are going to pay, mark my words, he would say. Or something along those lines.
Wow.
So, he was making sure none of those motherfuckers could hurt him.
That was certainly part of it. It was not just the love of science that drove the man. It is such a disappointing notion, however, to think that we cannot transcend our reptilian brain, even when we are beyond death.
We're dealing in facts, though, and I think what we're coming to is that your reptilian brain doesn't feel safe.
Which is absolutely ridiculous. But I must admit that it is somehow true. What a devastating revelation. Dr. Drain, for all his scientific achievement, is just an emotional little laboratory rat who bases all his decisions in fear.
Oh, okay. This is where I'm getting confused, because this is either disqualifying the positive or overgeneralization. What a devastating revelation. Dr. Drain, for all his scientific achievement, is just an emotional little laboratory rat who bases all his decisions in fear. I think that's overgeneralization. No?
I believe Dr. Drain is inflicting upon himself what the children of the sun call
Oh,
a
he's blaming himself.
self-burn.
Okay.
What a devastating revelation.
No?
I believe Dr. Drain is inflicting...
What a devastating revelation.
Man, you
Okay.
just jump right to that extreme. You're probably the smartest fella I ever met, Doc. You ain't a science god, but who is? I think there's a lot of room between being a lab rat and being the perfect logical being.
You are, of course, correct. I am letting my emotions get the better of me. Most unscientific.
Doc, I want to go back to one of them things I was telling you about in our first session, and that's self-compassion. Let's say you had some vampire apprentice, a scientist like you, who didn't know nothing like what you know, and said they were down on themselves for all the reasons you are. What would you say to them?
This is literally what I just said a second ago.
Well, I would explain that progress is non-linear. The scientific method, in fact, celebrates failure. That which does not conform to theory still informs theory.
Good
Any
point.
chance you could put the scientist away and talk to their human side?
Well, I suppose I would say that it is fine, that all things are temporary, and the universe does not care to condemn them.
So how can we get you to say them things to yourself, Doc?
My situation is not the same. I was trained in the age of discovery. I bear the responsibility for that age.
We always think that we're different, right?
But if this project of mine, to create the blood that will sustain the world, is not what I am here for, then what is my purpose?
Just to be here, man.
Well, let me ask you. What's the purpose of a gopher?
Rodentia, Geomidae. Rodents endemic to North America, known for their tunneling ability and as agricultural pests. I believe they are the prey of owls, snakes, and coyotes, and are omnivorous themselves, consuming vegetables, insects, and small mammals.
I didn't know they had small
I
mammals.
wasn't expecting you to be so thorough. I don't think I knew half that stuff.
I have come to learn nearly everything there is to know about mammalian biology as a result of my research. Please get to the point.
I think I forgot what it was now.
That is not encouraging.
Hold on a sec. I think I've got it.
Gophers have a purpose. He's like a gopher. I mean, they have a purpose. The purpose is just to be there, but he's also like a gopher. Like, your purpose is just to exist. I'm gonna say gophers have a purpose.
Gophers have a purpose. Driving people crazy, that's what. Used to wreak havoc on the farmland back in Missouri.
Absolutely ridiculous. That is not their purpose. It's an ill-informed anthropocentric philosophy defined and subscribed to entirely by said anthropocentrists.
Anthropocentrists. Wow, that's a word.
I didn't know bugs could do that.
Anthropocentrists, not arthropods. Humans. Homo sapiens. I am saying that you have created a purpose for the gopher that the gopher is entirely unaware of.
So, who made your purpose, Dr. Dre?
What? Well, I did, I suppose.
So if you made it, you can change it, right?
Yep, and no one else is aware of it. If you made it, who else is aware of it? Only you.
But how can I change my purpose? I have always been a scientist. So that's what I am.
Ooh. I overthink these so bad. Okay, this is either always right. Because he's...
Science is just what you do, compadre.
I gotta start going with
That's
that.
one of them anthropocentric philosophies you mentioned. You're overgeneralizing about yourself. Dr. Drain's in there, and he's more than the things he knows are his job title.
That's the problem. I'm not sure that he is.
All right, well, let's take that scientific approach and try to figure out who the man behind the scientist is.
Very well. If we look at the behavior of our subject, myself, we can infer a few things. If we examine my behavior, one can draw a comparison to a threatened higher-thinking mammal. I spend much time in ensuring personal safety and security.
What about your more peaceful moments? What do they look like?
I believe these feelings are only medically induced through my special plasma. However, Dr. Drain appears to be at rest when he is full and satisfied.
And your synthetic blood doesn't do that for you.
I am forced to admit that at present, it does not.
Dr. Drain, what do you think of drinking something a little more fresh and human?
I will not. I do not have to. That depraved vampire, Lord Luridus, is the source of all that is base and vulgar about my person.
Doc, you're blaming Lord Luridus for something common to all vampires, including yourself. We need blood. That's just how it is. Ain't Lord Luridus's fault. Now, I know you ain't comfortable with that need, but you can't offload everything you ain't happy with onto Lord Luridus. That just makes him worse.
You have not been listening to me at all if you believe I have absolved myself of all vampiric frailty.
I didn't say that. I'm saying you're distancing yourself from your needs by saying they're Lord Luridus's needs. Well, what if you indulge Lord Luridus once in a while? Maybe you could keep him from coming out.
Yeah.
Do you not understand what
Microdosing.
I have been working toward for the last 400 years? I will finally be able to transcend this thing that I am. I shall be a parasite no more.
That's the core of it. He hates being a vampire. He thinks he's less than.
Dr. Drain, we really got to talk about some kind of middle path here. Back home, we tried the whole abstinence thing a few times, and it didn't go too well. We tried to stop drinking, and that just made people only do bad drinking. We tried telling teenagers sex was evil, and that just made them want it even more while being ashamed of themselves. What if you just tried to do some of them things Lord Luridus does? Just don't do them the way he does.
Yeah.
I find the idea utterly repellent.
I mean, that club that they're literally above right now is... They all drink blood consensually. Like, the victim knows, and the vampire knows, and they agree upon it. Why can't you do that?
Yeah, but then you go and take that plasma, and Lord Luridus makes the decisions. We don't want that, right?
Fine. I'll drink some blood. But I warn you, Sam, the price of failure is most dear. If I should lose my humanity, all of humanity will lose.
We need to go back to this thing I brought up before. You're a smart fella, Dr. Drain, but sometimes you're forgetting vampire commonality. We've all felt like the world was ending, or that we're awful monsters. But them feelings are our perceptions alone.
Yes, I'm aware. Perhaps I've been a little too human in my wobbles.
That was a weird way to pronounce that word, but okay.
However, you forget my training in history. I am not an average vampire. I was trained by the great Professor William Harvey. I have had 4 centuries to unlock the secrets of animal biology.
So has all of humanity, though. And we still have not unlocked all those secrets. So why should you, as one single man, be able to do that in 400 years, when the collective humanity has not been able to do that?
I have a duty to humanity and to my own legacy. A duty I should not fail in. Otherwise, what was it all for?
To further, you said earlier that failure furthers science. So even if you fail, you still furthered science, dude. Oh, this is a good question. Okay. I have a duty of humanity to my own legacy. Should I not fail? Otherwise, what was it all for? No?
Dr. Drain is so certain of what he must do, and he does not consider any other fate. We immortals often become stuck in such thinking, alas.
I have a duty to humanity and to my own legacy. A duty I should not fail in. Otherwise, what was it all for?
Is it overgeneralization? No?
Dr. Drain is so certain of what he must do, and he does not consider any other fate.
I have a duty to humanity.
No?
Dr. Drain is so certain of what he must do, and he does not consider any other fate. We immortals often become stuck in such thinking, alas.
What is this then?
I have a duty to humanity and to my own legacy. A duty I should not fail in.
Hold your horses there, amigo. You say you've got a duty to humanity? Well, that ain't scientific at all. It ain't just anthropocentric. It's Dr. Drain-centric. Nobody said you had to do anything. Remember when we first started talking, I told you about them should statements? That's what you're doing, compadre. Just remember that them shoulds are yours.
Yes. I must be frustrating to you, Sam. I invoke the same delusions over and over again.
It's all right.
Hey, come on, Doc. You should be proud of yourself. You know what the difference is between you and vampires who never improve themselves?
He's smarter than they are. He's not concerned about being cool. He's here.
You're here. You've made a commitment to getting your head on straight. And you're getting there, my friend.
Yep.
Already you're making some big changes and investing in yourself. I can see it. So let's cut Dr. Drain a break. How about it, amigo? He doesn't need the weight of the world on him. There's only one thing he should do, and that's have a little understanding and empathy for himself. You get me?
Yes, I get you. Very well. I shall try to keep a clear head.
I will say that I do like that this game allows you to keep trying until you get it correct. It doesn't just like punish you or make you fail or whatever. And I get why. I mean, they're trying to teach you these concepts, and these concepts can be very fucking confusing. I have a master's degree in psychology, and this shit is still confusing me sometimes. I mean, a lot of it is because I overthink it, but like a lot of these things they kind of overlap with each other. So it's like you are overgeneralizing, but you're always thinking you're right. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of like overlap there, and it can be sometimes hard to distinguish what is actually happening.
And I will arrange to drink some real blood. There's plenty of it in the lab. I shall just liberate some of it.
Just go downstairs and drink some blood from somebody.
We'll talk about how it's gone next month, all right?
Indeed. Until then, Sam, and thank you for your patience.
I did just think about how weird it is that that you're providing psychotherapy above a bloodsucker nightclub. Like, that's a little wild, but okay.
I ain't got nothing but time, amigo. You can thank me by being patient with yourself.
All the same, you have my thanks. I shall see you in a few weeks then. Farewell.
Okay. I'm sure there was an achievement if we got all that correct, but clearly I
think
did
we
not.
are starting to see a new version of the good doctor in the making.
I hope you're right, boss. That fella's awful hard on himself.
Mm-hmm.
That is normal, my friend. Being a vampire takes a lot of self-acceptance. He is only taking his first steps in discovering this.
Yeah, fair enough. It took other people forgiving me for me to forgive myself.
And now you pass on this gift of compassion to Dr. Drain. Now, Samuel, the evening is still young. See what the night has to offer downstairs.
That sounds good, Andy.
Rest in peace, my friend.
I always come out of the doc sessions feeling dumber than ever.
Are we gonna see that weird chick with the eyes?
I'll check in with Crimson. She's always got some bartender's wisdom to share. Howdy, Crimson. Looks like a nice crowd tonight.
They're always a nice crowd, cowboy. We like to maintain an asshole-free zone.
I'll try not to be an asshole then.
Yeah, see? Why doesn't Dr. Drain just go downstairs and get his blood in a consensual, ethical manner?
I'm not worried about you, cowboy. You had a session tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, with the doctor fella. We had a hard talk about what being a vampire means. He's having a hard time coming to terms with it, even after 400 years.
I can understand that. I've stopped aging for the last 20 years and don't know how I feel about it yet. How do you think it went with him?
You went pretty well.
I think we're finally getting somewhere, actually. It's funny, a lot of vampires forget they're human, but he keeps forgetting he's a vampire. But just like we can't opt out of being human, we can't opt out of being vampires either.
I don't agree that he keeps forgetting he's a vampire. I think that's constantly on his mind, and that's why he's so hard on himself, because he doesn't like being a vampire. I don't think he's forgetting about it at all. I think he's trying really hard to hold on to his humanity.
Must have been a hard talk, cowboy. I sometimes wonder what I am. Staying the same age, drinking Andy's blood to live.
I think that's why he's working so hard to make this synthetic blood. Because he's constantly thinking about how it pains him that he's a vampire.
Don't get me
Anyway.
wrong. I like not being dead, but I still feel like I'm living on borrowed time.
Is this a good time to ask why you don't just join the dark side? It ain't that bad being dead.
I'm just not sure what I'd do with forever, you know? Eternity's a long time.
Yeah, I think a lot of us vampires can't answer that question either. And I don't think there's one answer anyway.
There you go. So I guess I'll keep putting off the question.
But nobody's rushing you, Crimson.
Yeah.
You think I'd let anyone? But thanks for listening, cowboy. Now why don't you go mingle?
You're gonna see those weird Germans
There's a
again?
new fella in the kink
okay.
room who's very interested to meet you.
The new
I
guy.
guess I'll go be social then. Thanks, Crimson. Wait a sec, that ain't...
Greetings, my child.
Who is this?
Keep your distance, amigo. I know our kind ain't had good history, but I ain't in the mood for an exorcism or nothing.
Ah, my child of the dark. If I were to exorcise you, nothing would be left when I was done.
Oh my god, the voices in this game. They're fucking phenomenal, dude.
Only the good Lord is free of sin. We are all children of darkness.
Holy smokes, what Bible have you been reading?
I know my scripture, my son. However, I am by scripture and dark metal ordained, not by any church of man.
So, you're some kind of freelance priest?
Yes, I suppose I am. It is the only way I can give succor to those who need it most.
So I gotta ask, seeing as we're in a kink room, what kind of sucker are we talking about?
I follow in the path of the Lord. I share my body, and I share my
Oh
blood.
my god.
Ain't this a little blasphemous for your kind?
To whom, my child? God is in everything, including you, sweet vampire. Can God blaspheme against himself? I
Okay.
merely wish to give comfort to those who live in darkness. And so, I choose to live in darkness with them.
That's a perspective, I suppose.
Come, my son. I shall give succor to you.
Sucker. What a
Well, all right. Maybe if you stop calling it that.
Oh shit, that made me laugh.
My son, I do not wish to meet the Lord
I clicked
already.
the wrong, his tooth was on the wrong.
Oh, shucks, I wasn't trying to kill you.
Okay, maybe this one's easier. There we go. I was trying to hit that blue line on the left.
Thou shalt not want, my son. Are you comforted?
Yeah, I guess I am.
I know those of my faith have hunted your kind. Perhaps we fear our own sin, so we seek the sins of others. I seek only the Lord in everything. As do we all, whether we know it or not.
Okay.
You ain't wrong, I suppose. Hey, a little awkward, but what's your name, fella?
I am Kieran. It means little dark one.
Kieran. Okay.
The night always did call to me.
I wasn't sure how to pronounce that.
Well, Kieran, I'm Sam, and I appreciate the blood, but I'm gonna turn in. A little sleepy now.
Go with God, my child of the night.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
Wow, what an interesting dude. I don't know what to make of him.
A fine evening to you, Samuel. Are you ready for tonight's session with Signora Deste?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're making some good progress.
That is wonderful. Remember, though, that the road to inner peace is not a straight line.
True enough. I like to say I didn't make my path. Nature did.
Samuel, you have the makings of a poet.
Oh, I meant it more literally. When I was walking in the woods, I just walked where the land led me.
But you see, this is a wonderful metaphor. If there is a valley between two mountains, that is the path nature takes us on. We often choose to climb the mountain instead when the easier path is made for us. Your experience guides your intuition more than you might expect, my friend.
Guess it's that peasant wisdom the Signora mentions.
Be careful with the labeling, my friend.
I didn't mean it in a bad way. I ain't ashamed of being a peasant. I'm just folks, as we like to say.
I can see why the Signora has become quite fond of you. Are you prepared for your session with her?
Yeah, I think with our progress, there might be some other distortions to focus on. Let me think.
Okay. Damn. This feels like really hard. Okay. I think personalization, blaming, she's very angry at her husband. She does disqualify the positive a lot. And we'll go with maybe mind reading. I don't know. I really don't think there's a wrong answer because in the rest of this game, when you pick something wrong, it lets you know pretty quickly. So I don't think there's really a wrong choice to make here. Maybe what you're choosing affects the dialogue, like what dialogue you receive in the session. I'm not sure.
All right, locked and loaded.
The people of your country have so many colorful phrases having to do with firearms. I do not understand the obsession.
I can't explain it neither.
I shall leave you alone with the Signora, Samuel.
Howdy, Signora. Good to see you tonight.
You were looking forward to seeing me?
Well, sure I was. You're an interesting person, Signora. It's a privilege to get to know you.
I suppose you have learned something of manners yourself.
The expressions, I've said this in every episode so far, but the expressions in this game are really great.
I thought a lot about the things we talked about last time, you know.
Oh, yeah? What about exactly?
About how foolish I was for wasting my time for so long fighting against reality.
Foolish she was for wasting time for so long, fighting against reality. I mean, she is kind of blaming herself, but she's also disqualifying the positive things she did in that time. Well, we'll go with blaming. Nope.
A woman so learned and accomplished was probably never ineffective or foolish, don't you think, Samuel?
Yeah. I get it.
About how foolish I was.
No, it's not that one either.
So learned and accomplished was probably never ineffective or foolish, don't you think, Samuel?
You see what I mean? Where some of these are like very... It's hard to make the distinction because they're so close to one another.
About how foolish I was for wasting...
Now, hold on, Signora. Maybe you were fighting reality some, but that doesn't mean you were wasting your time.
Yeah, because see, like, she's blaming herself for wasting time. She's also disqualifying all the good she did in that time, but she's believing that she had control over that. So it's like, it's very confusing to choose the correct one sometimes.
That fighting with reality is just part of what makes you human.
And
it's your experience, your journey that you're learning from.
I suppose that's why it takes, like, specialized training to be a therapist, right? Like, I don't have that specialized training. I do have a master's degree in psychology, but not in psychotherapy, right? Mine's in forensic psychology, so very different.
But if the aim was to control my family, I failed to achieve that aim.
Of course, you get like a overview of those concepts in undergrad psychology, and even a little bit in grad school, but not much as a forensic psychology student. So, like, what I'm trying to say is that's why therapists need special training, because even with a master's degree in a psychological field, I still am not getting these correct every time because I don't have that training.
Yeah, but that's real all or nothing aim, Signora. It's easy to fail when the conditions for winning are so narrow, right?
Yes. You are, of course, correct. Would that I had listened to the simpletons in my life earlier.
Simpletons.
Well, I'm glad you've been doing some thinking. You were putting so much pressure on yourself to be the one keeping your family going. I can tell how much it was weighing on you.
Yeah, she put a lot of pressure on herself.
I spent so long trying to fix them, trying to transform them into something that they were not.
Yeah,
May I
can't
talk
do
to you
that.
about my ex-husband, Sam?
Of course.
Of course you can. I know he gave you a lot of grief.
He hurt me deeply, in so very many ways. He was the start of all my delusions because I thought I could fix him. I thought Frankie was the way he was because I was not an ideal wife. That perhaps he would have been faithful if I had been as beautiful or fertile as a Medici.
I think that's personal.
But you know that who your husband was didn't have nothing to do with you, right? Everyone comes into a relationship with their own problems.
Yes, I believe I understand that now. But if I had been more like that Borgia woman, he would have been more content.
I think it's mind reading.
That's not something you can know, Senora. You can never be in Frankie's
Found a
mind.
distortion within a distortion. So see, that's also where it gets confusing. There are distortions within distortions. So that's why they kind of... I'm really bad at explaining this, but they kind of overlap with each other. And so you're like, well, damn, she's doing this, but she's also doing this. So it's confusing.
Oh, thank goodness. My thoughts would be so full of vaginas, there would be no room for anything else.
Oh my god.
But here's the thing, Senora. Your husband's issues didn't have anything to do with you. He was going to bring him into the relationship regardless.
You are right. Who he was not my fault. I know I have been arguing with reality, as you have said, but the idea of a fruitful marriage, sanctified by God, this was the only reality I had.
That makes sense.
But that reality did not match with mine. God could not have blessed both our marriage and riddled Frankie's penis with French diseases.
My god.
French diseases?
We used to call syphilis the malfrance.
Wow.
Diseases don't belong to any nationality. You sound like a certain politician from back home.
Do not insult me. Have I not suffered enough with my husband's disgusting malady? It was a painful lie to live. I could only conclude from my sorrow that God was testing me. Endlessly.
It's a painful lie to live. I could only conclude from my sorrow. Is that personalization again? No.
The Senora was seeking a justification for her feelings, and I believe she found one.
Blaming, maybe? Okay, we'll try blaming.
It was a painful lie to live.
No?
The Senora was seeking a justification for her feelings, and I believe she found one.
It was a painful lie.
Oh, I don't know
The
what this is.
Senora
Then.
was seeking a justification.
It was a painful lie.
I want
Okay.
to challenge you on something there. That sounds like a kind of hopeless statement. Like you're doomed to keep
okay, I
being
get
tested
it.
on God's terms.
Perhaps it was hopeless. As you said, Isabella d'Este and Francesco Gonzaga
She
could
believed
not
it
change
was-
their natures.
Unavoidable that God was testing her, so there is control fallacy because she didn't have any control. I get it. That was confusing. Sorry, my back is a little sore today.
That's true, but here's the thing. Does that mean you were doomed, or were you just doomed on God's terms? I think this just needs a little reframing. I know you were dealt a rough hand, but it doesn't necessarily mean you were being tested. Sometimes we just got to make do with the hand we got. What I'm suggesting is that then and now, a radical acceptance approach could have helped
Okay, I
you.
see where we're going.
What do you mean?
You could have been polyamorous. You could have had a secret arrangement. You could have become a nun. Ooh. You could have been polyamorous.
How about being polyamorous? That way you'd still have each other at home, but you could have gotten different needs satisfied by different people.
Yeah, because having a secret arrangement is still denying yourself, like, happiness.
Please. It was the 1490s. Such things were not acceptable unless you were a pop singer like Bartolomeo Tromboncino.
Oh yeah, Bartolomeo Tromboncino. Can't forget him.
Do not be impertinent. He was a Frotolo star. Every man and woman dreamed of sleeping with him, including myself.
Huh. I figure Fratello would have been illegal. All that rubbing in public.
What? I don't know what Fortolo is.
Porca miseria. A Frotolo is like a madrigal. He was a madrigal singer. You are thinking of frottage.
I don't know the meaning of any of
Oh
those
yeah,
words.
sorry. Guess them mortals downstairs got to me.
Oh, that wasn't the correct one. Okay. I don't agree with the secret arrangement, because we'll try it.
You
though.
could have had some sort of secret arrangement. That was pretty common back then, right?
Oh, we did have a secret arrangement. The arrangement was that he kept secrets from me and I pretended not to
Oh,
know
you know
about
what? The
them.
nun one probably is correct because she puts a lot of emphasis on God.
Had you ever considered talking about it?
I could not. You do not know what it was like back then. A woman, even one such as I, was always subject to her husband. I did not have a say in his affairs.
That's what I meant
I
about,
had to
like-
play the part of the good wife and
Of
mother.
a secret arrangement. Like, the arrangement would be that he gets to do whatever he wants and she has to just put up with it, right? Like, that's what a secret arrangement back then would be.
You must understand, I only earned my significant power by playing the societal game.
But he knew you were aware of his indiscretions, didn't he?
It was hard to deny when he approached me with that rotten thing between his legs.
So why not bring the issue out in the open?
He would have become angry, I am sure. Perhaps he would have beaten me and taken away the privileges I had worked so hard to earn.
I think that's mind reading.
You know that for a
But
fact?
he probably would have.
You couldn't read his mind or tell the future, only make guesses. If he knew that you knew about all of it, even accepted it, maybe you could have had a real conversation about the ways you could both live more honestly.
But doesn't that apply to polyamory also? Like, what?
Oh, Sam, you are so naive.
Yeah.
You are very sweet.
Men are dogs.
But men are dogs. They understand only food and sex,
not
and they do
true.
not care about the providence of either.
I guess that's disqualifying.
I know we fellas don't have the best track record in human history, Senora, but if you label us as dogs, you're giving up on us.
See, if I had chose labeling, that probably would have been the option instead of disqualifying positive.
We've got our occasional good qualities. Maybe we'll act like dogs, whining and snapping when we get scared, but challenging us is important.
Oh, it is exhausting, Sam.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. Point is, Frankie was no fool, right? He could be reasoned with.
Well, he was wise enough to let me control Mantua. And he had his clever moments.
See, mind reading was a good way to read a lot of stupid in his head, and it wasn't all dumb.
Good point.
Perhaps it is pointless to tread over the past again and again. What has happened has happened. It has been nearly 5 centuries. I should not let the past haunt me so.
I feel like that a lot about my life.
If I am true, Sam, I am still very angry about all the lies I was told. I may be harboring some resentment.
You don't say.
You will understand when I tell you of Frankie's greatest cruelty. I will tell you that the man, for all his fighting spirit, had very weak sperm, for he could not sprout a male seed in my womb.
Just blaming, I think.
Hold on, are you really blaming your husband's sperm for your having girls?
It could not have been my fault.
I mean, technically it's his fault. The sperm decides the gender.
Senora, even I know it's just luck of the draw. I think you know
I mean,
that
it is
too.
luck of the draw, but technically it's his fault.
Fine.
She can't control the gender
Perhaps
at all.
I just wanted to insult Frankie. But I will continue. My first child was a girl. I could not have been more embarrassed. Or so I thought. Until I had my
That
second
sucks.
child, who was also a girl.
Like, she knows how hard it is to be a woman, and then you already have bad feelings about your child when it's a girl. Like, that sucks. I am so glad I didn't grow up at this time.
I will tell you, Sam. I was a young woman in mourning. I did not emerge from my chambers for weeks.
It's always been hard as fuck to be a woman, man.
The next time, finally, I had a boy. My beautiful Federico. He was such a charming child. He would entertain me so with his clownish behavior.
So was Federico not Frankie's child?
May I show you a picture, Sam?
Because she said he couldn't give her a boy.
Well, sure, let's take a look.
Look at him. Isn't he beautiful? He could have been a movie star or a model today, don't you think? Admit it. He is the most handsome boy who ever walked this cursed earth.
Sure.
Well,
Why am I asking you? What do you know of beauty?
Her face.
Anyway, I gave all of myself to him. All my guidance, all my wisdom, and all of my love.
Your poor daughters.
Everyone said, you are doting on him. Give him some air. How dare they tell me my business? I am Isabella d'Este. I know what is right. It did not matter in the end.
I should have picked always right.
Frankie, in his supreme foolishness, managed to get himself captured by the French. He ransomed himself out of prison with something more precious than all the gold in Venezia, more valuable than the Pope's seat.
Gave her son.
He sold my son, my beautiful Federico.
dang. That must have been devastating, Senora. I can't imagine how painful that must have been.
Yeah.
No, you cannot. For you will never be a mother to a son so beautiful, so intelligent, and so pure. But that was not the end of my pain. It was not enough to take my son away. Not content to merely break me, the French, as always, needed
But yeah,
to
I forgot how much he
corrupt.
hates the French.
They sent my sweet Federico to a den of filth, a place where chastity went to die, straight to the crossroads of Sodom and Gomorrah. They sent him to the Vatican.
The Vatican? Seems like that'd be a pretty boring place for a boy to spend time.
This was Rodrigo Borgia's Vatican. It was a city of prostitutes and perverts, and he was their mayor. My poor Federico. He was a boy of a certain age. I could not have prepared him for the temptations he encountered. When he finally returned to me, he was no longer Isabella d'Este's child. He was the child of Francesco Gonzaga, an experienced whoremonger in his own right.
Maybe this is blaming. No?
Isabella's need for perfection caused her to no longer recognize her son. Quite a sad story, I must say.
Okay, so is it disqualifying the positive?
When
then?
he finally...
Hold on a sec. No longer your child? You can't think that's true. You raised that boy, and there's no way he could forget you. Maybe he got up to shenanigans out there in the Vatican, but you're only hurting yourself by erasing your influence on him. Now be honest. Did he lose everything you taught him?
No. He still had an appreciation of art, for which he had some taste. And he had some political acumen, I suppose.
I'm not saying you should forget what happened to your son. That would be pretty unrealistic. But give yourself some credit for the influence you had, huh?
It's not the direction I was thinking of going, but I was thinking she was disqualifying all the positive attributes about her son, not about what she gave her son. But I mean, this makes sense because this is about her, right?
You are kind, Sam. Thank you. But it is hard to forget the child who returned to me. I am a man now, mother, he would say. I do not have to listen to you.
Like, it probably wouldn't be helpful to her to point out the fact that she's like disqualifying good things about her son when she already has such bad feelings about her son, if that makes sense. So it makes sense to turn it around on the ways that she's disqualifying herself rather than him. That makes sense?
And indeed, he did not. Which is why he died of syphilis, just like his depraved father. He did not even have the courtesy to wait until I was dead.
That's sad.
Now do you understand why I prefer the illusion of truth and beauty I try to bring to art?
Sex has been nothing but painful for
My
her.
mother told me when my marriage was young, Isabella, you must pretend that all is as it should be. The truth is dark, but you must maintain your own.
I hate to say it, Senora, but I think your mama was spouting a few should statements of her own. Keeping up that illusion must have been draining.
Absolutely.
That is why I tried to create my own illusions. If I depicted love and chastity in their ideal form, I could make that illusion come true.
That's a control valve.
Well, Senora, if anyone were strong enough to change the world's morality, it might be you. But I think you know the truth is that you don't have that kind of control. No one does.
Then why am I here, Sam? Why are any of us here? Are we here to eat, sleep, fornicate, and die?
Possibly.
I know a few folk who might say that's why we're here. It's one of them existential questions, ain't it? Here's my take, Senora. I think you're here to be you.
Yep.
I certainly hope you have something more intelligent to contribute than that.
I don't really. Here's the thing, Senora. None of us is going to change the world overnight, or even in a millennium of nights.
Yeah.
But our being here, being ourselves, swings the pendulum in a whole bunch of unknowable ways.
That is a dark interpretation
That's
of
not dark.
reality. Are we truly so powerless?
That's actually a very optimistic view, I think. Are we truly so powerless? Control fallacy?
What I'm saying, Senora, is not that we're powerless.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we ain't going to change the world on our own.
And it's also freeing to be like, damn, I don't have to change the world on my own. Like, I it's enough for me to just be who I am. I don't have to do some huge, grand thing to be worthy of being alive. Like, that's a very optimistic viewpoint, I think.
Not everyone's going to buy what we're selling, but some people are going to get it. People are still out there talking about the art you brought to the world. Maybe fellas like me don't know who you are, and I bet that nasty pope from your time wasn't your biggest fan. But you can't help but be an influence on people.
Yeah.
Just not all people. Ain't that so?
I do not know if that is enough for me, Sam.
Well, here's what I think we should do, Senora. All them efforts of yours are always facing outward. How about we spend some time on you?
Good idea.
What do you mean?
I mean, let's work on the things Isabella D'Este likes. Forget about the rest of the world. What are you putting in your art that's for you and not for anyone else?
Excellent question. She
Is
doesn't
it a
know.
little embarrassing?
Hush. If you must know, it is centaurs. I like centaurs.
How cute.
Hey, I ain't gonna judge.
It is
Sometimes
centaurs. I
I
like
like horses better than people, too.
That was adorable.
Yes, well, they are pleasing to look at.
Now, how about this, then? Why don't you pick up a brush and paint yourself up a centaur?
I have not attempted to paint for centuries.
Why not?
This is just for you, Senora. No expectations. How's that sound?
I cannot believe I revealed this thing to you.
I'm glad you did. I'm a lucky fella. I get to know an Isabella D'Este no one else knows.
And no one else will know, or I will make you suffer.
Capiche?
Capiche?
You got a deal, Senora. I'm here to be supportive, that's all. I hope that when you come back next month, we'll be having a nice conversation about you finding your muse.
Yes, perhaps. Very well, Sam. I do not understand your ways, but I cannot deny you have a certain untamed wisdom.
He really does.
I shall attempt to paint a centaur. This is not what I expected from therapy. But I shall do as you suggest.
That was adorable.
I shall see you in 4 weeks then. Arrivederci, Sam.
Oh, yeah. See you soon, Senora. Arrivederci.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well,
was great.
well, Samuel, you never cease to impress. Centaurs.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to know about that,
I think you're
boss.
supposed to know about that,
I
boss.
am 3,000 years old, my friend. Horse people are somewhere at the very tip of my kinky iceberg. It is already
Oh
forgotten.
my god.
Well, the Senora's pretty embarrassed about it, so I'd appreciate it if you kept it to yourself.
Senora D'Este is wise to put her faith in you, Samuel. I will gently remind you that relationships between therapists and clients are highly discouraged.
Oh, come on, Andy. It ain't like that. Senora D'Este is just... You're
Why does he
messing
keep
with me.
suggesting that?
Of
Yeah,
course
what-
I am.
All right, you know what? I'm going downstairs. I could use a drink.
I don't get that vibe from the two of them at all.
Well earned, Samuel. Please, rest in peace.
Poor Senora. That lady's holding on to a lot of anger. Reminds me of myself as a young vampire. Pretty hot in here tonight. I think I'll get some air. Maybe I can get to know Bert a little better. Hey, Bert. How's the crowd tonight? Same old, huh? So,
Talk about the weather. Talk about the sport. Talk about sports. Talk about the city.
what do you think of Leipzig, Bert? Real fascinating
Is that how you
architecture
pronounce
here.
it? I've been saying it wrong. I thought it's Leipzig. I've been saying Leipzig. Whoops. I'm a dumb American. Forgive me.
Hey, not everyone's into architecture. I get it. So what do you do for fun here? More of a homebody, I guess. Yeah, I'm a little introverted, too. Spent 90 years walking in the woods, you know. Yeah, there's nothing I like better in nature. The trees, the plants, the animals. The cities just seem so dead at night. I can tell I'm interrupting. Well, nice talking to you anyway, Bert.
Okay.
I'm gonna head inside.
Guess that was the wrong
Fun,
choice. Oh, all he says is have fun, mate.
Hey, Crimson, how's the crowd?
Hey, cowboy. Bit busy tonight, but how'd your session go?
Pretty well.
No, I think this lady's starting to realize what she can't control, which is a lot.
I mean,
She's
I got
still
a lot
mad
of
as hell
options
about
wrong,
it, but I
it's
think
still-
we're getting closer to acceptance.
I know how she feels, cowboy. I feel like I wasted years of my life in D.C. trying to make the world a better place. But it sounds like you are making progress to me. She's got time to make her peace. That's what Andy says about you vampires.
Yep, that's true. We can take 40 years or 400, but that's up to us.
In the meantime, I'll whip something up for a hot summer night.
What's this now?
Blood margarita. Figured a hot-blooded desperado like you could use something cold.
Oh, mighty kind of you, Crimson. I'll let you get back to work and take this up to my coffin for a quiet night.
Night, Sam.
I suppose that looks good to people who
Now,
drink.
let's see. What'll help me reflect on the night? I think there's something Omar Khayyam once wrote that I can look up. Or I could watch Buster Keaton almost get himself killed a bunch.
We're not watching the movie again. We'll read some poetry.
One of my transcendentalist friends told me about this one. I ain't too good with poetry, but this piece always stuck with me. The moving finger writes, and having writ, moves on. Nor all thy piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all thy tears wash a word out of it.
What's done is done.
Funny how people in far-off places and times always had some similar perspectives. Omar's right. You can't change the past.
Yep.
Life moves forward. I think that's enough for one night. Better get me some shut-eye. Got the feeling my work's going to get harder before it gets easier.
I typically stop here, but since I haven't played in a couple weeks, I'm going to play some more. I've been playing for about an hour and a half. We're going to keep going and do some more cases.
My dear Samuel, greetings. How are you feeling tonight?
Before we get started, let's go read the journal about what he had to say. Okay. Yeah. Let's go to... What's his face first, though? Yeah, Dr. Drain first. Can we do it? He was first. Great. I think this is session 3, right? Yeah, okay. Great session with the doc tonight. Sometimes he's being a big old nerd. Sometimes his being a big old nerd can be a real help. He's looking at his new problem more rationally now. Looking at his problem more rationally now. God, I can't read. I think it's this font. This font's a little, like, hard for me to read. Likes to blame Lord Uridus for his more animal needs. That is, he denies his own needs, and Uridus fulfills them. He has a lot of his identity tied up in being a rational scientist. Wants to transcend being a vampire. That's what I mean about him not liking being a vampire. Must drink real blood. I encourage the doc to drink some real blood. I think his head ain't clear because he's starving. I think he gets that is a biology thing. Okay, we're on session 3 of Isabella. The deeper I dig, the angrier Isabella gets. I don't think we're even at the core of it yet, but she is furious as hell with her husband and son. Adored her son more than anything, a little too much maybe. Feels betrayed by both her husband and her son. Seems angry with herself that she wasn't able to control either of them. Maybe madder at herself than her boys. I tried to push Isabella to be a little more selfish. She can't control another human being, so maybe she can worry about herself first. Okay. We haven't seen them yet. That's who we're going to be seeing now. Let's see if there's any new journal entries. Nope. Wait. Okay, yeah, we did read about Dresden. Okay. Oh, close the frickin' book already. Jeez.
Honestly, I'm feeling a little like a horse who's about to be ridden by a big old fella.
I am not certain I comprehend your meaning. Have you met a special someone, my friend?
What? No, it ain't that. I mean, I'm feeling a little on edge. Edmund's coming in.
Aha, our actor friend. What about him has you nervous, Sam?
He's just a lot to deal with. I find myself a little drained after our sessions.
Yeah, he is a lot.
Ah, yes. Challenging the reality distortion fields of those with narcissistic tendencies is taxing.
I know, but if I'm here doing this therapist thing, I should help him one way or another.
Ah, remember your own distortions. You are under no obligation to help Edmund. If helping him drains you, remember that you do not have to aid him.
That's a good perspective.
Yeah, you're right. I still want to try, though. I want to see if I can help him.
I shall not stand in your way, then. Have you an idea of what distortions he might be exhibiting tonight?
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Let's see. Always right, for sure. Let me click it, damn it. Probably blaming. Probably overgeneralization. And... yeah, maybe labeling. If it will let me freaking click it. Why does it do this? Come on! Oh my god. It's like you have to have it in like the perfect spot.
I think that should cover it.
I wish you peace and patience, Samuel. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Andy.
Peace and patience.
Edmund, amigo, how's it hanging?
To the left and most proudly, my dear boy. Indeed, tonight I sit before you victorious. Thy gentle prodding hath guided me back to the womb of creation.
Do I want you to spell that out for me?
He's acting again.
The stage, good sir, the stage. For if all the world's a stage, then the stage is where humanity is born.
I just remembered that he asked Edmund to film himself last time.
Oh, yeah, I guess that must be true. So what are you saying? You nabbed some kind of juicy role?
Not just any role. Nay, I have been given the opportunity to once again subvert the audience's expectations. Though it was thy tender words that cleared the mists of doubt from my mind and reminded me that I belong to the stage, not to the audience.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Eddie. Tell me all about it. What's been going on?
Do you remember the advice you gave me when last we met?
I told you to film yourself doing some acting, right? How'd that go?
I did as you suggested. I set up a camera, and for no one but myself, I became the Dane.
Marmaduke?
Hamlet, my dear boy, Hamlet. I watched the great Edmund Kean inhabit the bard's greatest role once again, and in him I saw humanity pure, naked, and true. It was akin to pornography, albeit far more revealing. That Edmund Kean, I told myself, he and only he could produce something so beautiful.
The way this guy talks is a lot. He and only he could produce something so beautiful. I think that's... No?
Edmund's belief that he is the center of the world is persistent, isn't it, Samuel?
Okay, so personalization, maybe?
It was akin to...
Wait just a minute there, Eddie. You're an incredible actor. Everyone agrees on that. But it's a big world out there, and everyone's got their own experiences. We all got capacity to do incredible things. It's a combination of luck, perseverance, and being in the right place at the right time. You ain't a great actor because you're Edmund Kean. You're a great actor because of the things that made you Edmund Kean.
Important distinction there.
You toy with the fates and flirt with pedantry, my dear boy.
Shut up.
Oh, it is oft said that an infinite number of monkeys with an infinite number of typewriters and infinite time could produce all the works of Shakespeare, but such a thing is infinitely unlikely.
All I can think about is this scene in The Simpsons where they make fun of that.
If you will permit me to continue, to watch myself act without an audience was simply rapturous. I am not ashamed to admit that I did weep. I wept for the stage, that I deprived it of my greatness on account of my own misplaced dread.
This is unrelated, but sort of related. Have you heard that theory that Shakespeare was not actually... I mean, maybe Shakespeare himself was a real person, but, like, that he didn't actually write all this stuff, and that it was actually, like, a collective of people, and they put his name on it? Like, there's a theory about that. It's pretty wild. Anyway.
I have been a cream-faced loon, a devout coward, and most religious in it. Why should Edmund Kean fear any audience?
Whoa, slow down there, Eddie. I don't know what the heck a cream-faced loon might be, but it don't sound too good. Think about the Edmund that showed up here 2 months ago. If I had hurled a bunch of insults at him, would that have motivated him in any way?
No.
I suppose not. That lily-livered boy was not ready for the weight of truth. You were wise indeed to treat him gently.
That boy's you, Eddie. He's still in there, so be nice to him, all right?
Very well. Honeyed words entrap sweeter prey, do they not? You spoke truly. Edmund Kean bared his chest to all the slings and arrows of an unappreciative audience, and was somehow surprised when they hit their mark. The Edmund Kean that you see before you is armored in love of the craft that no arrow may penetrate, and so casts aside the cloak of cowardice.
Okay.
To think I feared mortal directors. I feared the audition and the criticism that would come afterward. I feared the cast list, bereft of Edmund Kean. But to you I give thanks. For can a mortal director know my brilliance? Nay, they're all clay-brained guts and mouldy rogues. Their disrespect for the craft makes fools of them.
I think you're painting them directors with a broad brush, Eddie.
Yeah, I gotta just start going...
I get that you've got more experience with acting than mortals, but all directors ain't the same.
I gotta go with my gut. When I just make a quick decision, I get it right every time. When I sit here and think about it too hard, I get it wrong.
Hell, I'd even go so far as to say you could learn from some of them. They know they're gonna die, and that's perspective we vampires need sometimes.
Thou hast cut me to the quick, my friend. Perhaps some of what you say is true. However, I know in my damned soul that the stage is worse off without Edmund Kean, and nothing any mortal director can say will disabuse me of this.
Okay.
Ergo, I did ask myself, Edmund, what is an audition? Is it a trial to overcome? Is a director a god dispensing holy judgment?
No.
And I replied, Edmund, do not ask such foolish questions, the answers to which thou knowest well. An audition, my dear boy, is not an opportunity, but an invitation to display the craft before another.
That's true.
So I told myself, why not act, dear boy? And so I did.
So you did an audition, all right, that's great. Did you have fun with it?
You speak so simply, my friend. Fun does not adequately describe the feeling one has when the muse takes over. It is transcendence, an affirmation of purpose, to condense humanity within oneself, if only for a moment. It is an orgasmic experience.
That sounds intense, Eddie. Having an orgasm in front of someone else is pretty brave.
Oh, but it is freeing. A true actor hides nothing. The director, she told me she had never witnessed such a thing in all her years, few as they were. I am certain that she thought to herself, is this Dionysus reborn? Why have the fates graced mine eyes with such depth of the human spirit?
See, this would have been mind reading.
This time, my friend,
So I really don't think
did
you
not
can
have to
choose the
wait for a
wrong
cast list at all. You are looking at a leading man once more.
Because they're gonna at some point display all of the cognitive distortions. You just happen to pick some that you want to focus on, I guess, which is what you would do in a therapy session, I assume.
Hey, congratulations, Eddie. That's great. See, I knew you'd get your mojo back if you remembered what made you love the stage in the first place.
Because you can't. It's too much to try to pick out every single distortion. Like the game talked about that earlier, that like you have to only choose a few to focus on per session, so that you are not constantly interrupting your client, being like, well, there's a cognitive distortion. The next sentence, well, there's a cognitive distortion. You know what I'm saying?
For this, I am eternally grateful, and indeed, I do have an eternity to be grateful. Now I can already hear the calls resounding through the theater. Keen, 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 give us Keen.
You may want to pick a different name.
Nonsense! They will say Edmund Kean has returned, and be none the wiser as to the accuracy of their statement.
So what's the big role, Eddie?
We get to the meat of it, onto the very sinew at last. They say that every story is a circle, that we return whence we came. So it is with me.
Cupid or whatever, when he was a kid?
'Twas tragedy that made me, tragedy that formed me, tragedy that raised me to glory, and tragedy that shall do so once more. I shall play the part of Piero. Piero, the clown who cried. Piero, the mask of the tragedy that is life.
I don't know who that is.
I ain't familiar.
Yeah.
I believe you are, though you know a far inferior version. The one made famous by that ludicrous creature, Grimaldi.
Grimaldi who?
Splud, my dear boy. Do you know nothing of late 18th century English theatre?
I do not.
They must have skipped that subject in frontier school.
Grimaldi was the other influential actor in London. But whereas I drew out the soul and laid it bare on stage, Grimaldi, in comparison, was a clown, a jester, a funny man.
Now, hold on there, Eddie. People have written plenty about what a great actor you are. Giving another actor nasty labels don't look good on you. They probably ain't accurate.
Oh, but my dear boy,
I feel like I gotta sneeze.
Grimaldi was as the moon amidst the stars of jest, by whose pale light all subsequent mirth is but a reflection. He was the clown. So as you see, I cannot label one already so anointed.
Okay.
Oh, in that case, label away.
Grimaldi was an artist, like myself.
Defended a
But where
clown
my
who didn't
canvas
need
was the
help.
soul, his was the latrine. When I strode upon the stage, my audience saw all the acts of life play out, in all their woe and joy. Oh, but Joey Grimaldi, the great clown himself, could create bottom noises with his armpit. Yet whose name was on the lips of the adoring public? Not Kean's, no. Not the bard's emissary. Give us the farting clown, they cried. Give us Grimaldi.
People in all ages like farts, I suppose.
So you see, my dear boy, for me to play the tragic clown Piero, this is my opportunity to take what Grimaldi stole from me.
You're giving that Grimaldi guy a lot of credit.
What did he steal?
Yeah.
He stole my audience.
Eddie, from what you've told me, I don't think you and this Grimaldi fella had the same audience.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone showing up for a farting clown show and getting Edmund Kean is going to be too happy, and it'd have nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
But if Grimaldi had not peddled his base filth, my audience would not have waned when it did. They would have been mine.
Overthinking it again. I think that's personalization. No?
Edmund assumes his rival stole his crowd, but is it so? The insecurity of people who care deeply about crowd sizes is most fascinating.
But if Grimaldi...
No?
Edmund assumes his rival stole his crowd, but is it so? The insecurity of people who care deeply about crowd sizes is most fascinating.
But if Grimaldi had not peddled his base filth, my audience would not have waned when it did. They would have been mine.
Eddie, I think you're blaming Grimaldi for something that wasn't in his control. Was Grimaldi really trying to steal your audience, or was he just selling something they were buying?
Of course he was jealous. Why would he not be? If I were a middling actor and saw a young genius rising in the ranks of the Thespian Order, I would be much afeard of him.
Just why would he not be? If I were a middling actor and saw a young genius rising in the ranks of the Thespian Order, I think it's personalization.
Maybe Grimaldi was doing his own thing because he liked doing it, which is just what I've been encouraging you to do.
I think that also could have been mind reading, because he was like he thinks he understands what he's thinking, and he's not. There's no way to know for sure what this Grimaldi guy is thinking.
Tilly-fally! I said he was a clown, not lacking eyes and ears. Of course he was threatened by me.
But you said yourself that he had his own style that wasn't anything like yours.
I should have picked mind reading for him.
He was a thief and a fool. If not for his cheap entertainment, I would have had the whole of London hanging on my every word.
And if the sun didn't shine, we could go out during the day. Come on, Eddie, the world ain't waiting on you. Grimaldi had his audience and you had yours. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Perhaps, though I weep bitter tears to think the people so base. And I weep for myself, my dear boy. The riches and fame he received should have been mine, and would have been, had the fates not cursed me with his birth.
The fates cursed you with Grimaldi's birth? I don't think baby Grimaldi was thinking too much about you, my friend.
Well, no, he wasn't. He was 11 years my senior.
So maybe he was cursed with your birth then.
Mind reading for this.
You delight in making me play the part of the fool, don't you?
The point I'm trying to make is that making things about Grimaldi versus Keene ain't doing you any favors.
There is some truth in your words. Why should I lower myself to his level? I am no flatulent jester. I am Edmund Keene. And mark my words, my boy. I shall cast Joseph Grimaldi from the Thespian Order. When I play Pierrot the Clown, Wikipedia shall forget all about that fool.
I mean, he is labeling him as a fool. I think that's what it is.
Just a sec there, Eddie. If Grimaldi is just a fool, you ain't taking his influence seriously.
I was also debating whether it was always right. Like, he's like, I am the best. I am the best. You know what I mean? Like, he very firm in his opinion of what the audience would want. But I think it would just boil down to the word fool at the end there.
Reductive labels ain't gonna do much for you, compadre.
Your words hold a mote of wisdom. Very well. I shall redouble my efforts to ensure my audience knows Grimaldi was a mere fool. You see, my dear boy, I have already calculated my triumphant return to the stage.
You're worrying a lot about this Grimaldi guy who, like, hundreds of years later, nobody even knows who that is. Is he a vampire too? Is he still out there being a clown and, like, stealing your audience? Because if not, you're worrying about somebody that nobody else cares about.
Every move, every word, every expression shall be unassailable. You see, Edmund Keene is never wrong about matters of character.
I'm glad to hear your confidence, Eddie, but I just want to give you a word or two of caution. Acting's all about humanity, not just Eddie Keene, right? If you don't give yourself a little room to bend, your audience might not see themselves in you.
You're unrelatable.
Let them dream their filthy little dreams. If my body is that which draws them in before I spring the theatrical trap, I care not.
I didn't mean that. I just meant that you're drawing some hard boundaries acting-wise. Giving yourself some middle ground ain't a bad thing.
I know you play your part, therapist, as I must play mine. I have heard your cautions. They need not be repeated. Indeed, I doubt our meetings will be necessary any longer. I must confess to some strong misgivings about you, therapist. There are times when we speak that I feel exposed, diminutive, and weak, and I can only conclude from those feelings that you are trying to hurt me. Regardless, opening night is a month from now. I doubt you shall see me again, for I shall not need your services. The public thought they knew what a clown was. In a month's time, they will forget Grimaldi and Bozo, and only Keene's clown will remain.
Okay.
Therefore, why shall I need you? When I have the public's love that I am due, what need will I have for a therapist?
You have a lot of need for a therapist, dude. If you don't need me, you don't need me. You'll need me to help you handle all that fame. You'll need me as an emotional support. I'm gonna say if you don't need me, you don't need me.
Hey, if you don't need me, I'm happy. There's lots of folks who can use my help.
I was hoping you would lament my loss more than
Yeah,
that.
he wants his ego stroked constantly.
Of course I'd miss you, Eddie. You're as interesting a fella as they come. But if you don't need me, I've done my job pretty well.
Yes, well, I must admit, your suggestion of filming myself was rather brilliant, and I do owe you my thanks. Do you have any final words of wisdom for me then, dear boy? Theatre has lost its popularity because of my absence. When the public takes notice of Edmund Kean once again, how might I prepare myself?
Theater has lost its popularity because of my absence. I think it's personalization.
I just want to remind you, Eddie, that even if you give the greatest performance of all time, people ain't waiting for you.
They're not.
Think about how you felt when you were acting for yourself and not for the audience. Your most important audience member is you, compadre.
Ever the nemesis of mirth art thou, Sam Walls. But there is a little wisdom in what you speak. I shall remember Edmund Kean.
I think Edmund Kean is all you think about.
I suppose then that this is goodbye, dear boy.
You sure you don't want me to keep your session slot open for next month?
There is no need. As you are so eager to help others, please do so, and worry not for Edmund Kean.
I'm curious to see if we'll see him back
Tell
in
you
a
what,
month.
I'll keep it open just this once. I'll take the night off if you don't show up. Sound good?
Okay.
Then I beg you enjoy a night of simple peace. You shall not see me.
We're gonna see him.
I give you thanks. And please, send me a V-mail. I shall arrange theatre tickets for you if you are ever in London.
I'll do that, Eddie. You take care of yourself, you hear?
I shall be Edmund Kean's greatest advocate. Farewell, therapist. May fortune favor you as it has me.
Adios, Eddie.
Oh, he is really exhausted.
Well, Samuel, it seems you are down one client.
Yeah, I guess so. If he thinks he doesn't need me, I guess I'm doing something right.
I have a feeling we'll see him again.
You are unsure.
I don't know, Andy. I think that fella's got some more work to do, but he ain't ready to do it yet.
I believe you are correct, Samuel. I did warn you that this was likely to happen with our dear Edmund Kean. Do not consider it a failure of yours. Remember that we are all on our own journeys, and some of us need a little extra time to reach the next stage of that journey. Or in my case, a few thousand years. We cannot control the mind of any other.
Yeah, I suppose that's the way it's gotta be.
Go downstairs and have a drink to fate's whimsical turns. It is that which we cannot control that makes the world so rich and interesting.
All right, Andy, that sounds good right about now.
Go then, my friend. The night awaits. Rest in peace.
Well, that was a weird one. I guess it always is with Edmund. Half the time I can't make heads or tails of what that feller's saying.
Let's read the file real quick before we get to anything else. Session 3. I guess that's... The music startled me. It has lyrics, so I wasn't expecting that. I guess that's it for Eddie. He quit therapy today. I guess I'll close out my notes. Okay, maybe we won't see him again. We'll see, I guess. Eddie got cast in a play as some famous clown he had a rivalry with back in the day. He's rekindled his love for acting, not just the audience. Still thinks everyone is waiting for him to light up the stage, obsessed with his own Wikipedia. I don't know how I feel about this one. I hope I'm wrong and that Eddie is going to be fine, though. Actors are strange. Okay. I will say, though, that this game, every time I play this, it does get a copyrighted or whatever on YouTube, which is fine because I'm not monetized, so it doesn't matter. But all this music, I guess, is copyrighted. So if you are a monetized YouTuber and you somehow stumble across this, be aware of that. I doubt it, but still. Okay.
I'll go check in with Crimson and see if she's got any of her wisdom to share. How we doing tonight, Crimson?
The drinks are flowing and the blood's pumping. Can't ask for more than that. How are you, Sam?
Well, I had my first client graduate. They quit therapy today.
Okay, maybe we really won't see him again.
Congratulations, cowboy. Helped a vampire see the light, huh? How do you feel about it?
I feel a little conflicted about it, honestly, but I guess I'll see. I don't know, man. I guess
I got no reason to hold on to my clients forever. If he feels he's ready to move on, then I'm happy for him. Fella's still got a hell of a lot to work on, but don't we all?
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, even if not everyone loves what he's doing, at least he's doing what he loves.
Hey, I'd call that a win, cowboy. not everyone gets to do what they love.
Very true.
Sounds like you got some feelings about that.
All right, I'm going to let you in on a big, dark secret. Maybe even darker than the fact that I drink blood.
Okay.
I'll hold it with high honor, Crimson.
I liked being a lawyer.
Of course you did.
Oh, you're right. That is dark.
Oh, shut up. I was good, Sam. I fought the good fight, and I knew case law like the back of my hand.
Yeah, you don't do all that schooling and all that hard work if you don't enjoy it.
The law just moved too slowly for me in the end, and getting cancer made it seem meaningless.
That makes sense.
Now, I love this place, and I love Andy, but I know I wasn't born to bartend.
Couldn't you practice law in Germany?
You try learning German and tell me how it goes, Desperado.
Oh, come on. It ain't that hard. I picked up some German already. Ich spreche Deutsch good.
Hold me, Maxie. The cowboy is being once again too cute.
Oh my god, these
I
two.
believe I shall burst.
Cowboy, come with us and we will teach you how to speak sehr good Deutsch.
I think I hear my dinner calling. I'll talk to you later, Crimson.
Be gentle with him, you two.
Now we will teach you the German that is most important for you to know.
It is important to ask politely when you wish to drink from someone's neck. Tell them, your neck is beautiful. May I drink from it?
Ihr Hals ist wunderschön. Darf ich von Ihnen trinken?
Now
Okay.
ask Reinhard if he will let you drink from his neck.
It is very important to get the declensions correct in German.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I don't remember. I'm just gonna pick this
Ihr
one.
Hals ist wunderschön. Darf ich von Ihnen trinken?
Sehr gut, mein Sanna-Schnittchen. Ja, wunderbar. Du kannst gerne von meinem Haus trinken.
Okay, I guess I did decent. Okay.
Oh, Maxie. Now I'm feeling very disoriented and euphoric. Oh, so I've done many club drugs.
I will take you home, Knutkugel. Now what do you say, cowboy?
Oh,
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön, sexy.
Dankeschön.
We must practice together so. I must take this hot little man home now. Tschüss, tschüss.
Oh, yeah, see you later, you two. Well, it's about time for some shut-eye anyway.
Good evening, Samuel. I believe you are seeing your elder vampire tonight.
All right,
That's
here
right.
we go.
I hope she's making some progress. Well, the world sure did a number on that lady.
It did.
I am hopeful. One does not live so long without being very resilient. I have had a number of near-final death incidents myself, and I had been trained to fight.
That's true. She's clearly got a few tricks up her sleeve. I don't even know how she plays them 3D video games.
Based on her last session, you probably have some idea of her current concerns. Would you like to prepare your distortions?
Yeah, I guess I'd better do that. Now, let's see.
I'm gonna go with mind reading. Maybe some blaming. I never choose emotional reasoning because I'm always a little confused by that one. Probably always right. And we'll say disqualifying the positive.
All right, I think I've got what I need.
Very good, Samuel. I shall leave you. I believe I hear the flapping of ancient wings.
Greetings, my most favourite mouse.
Good to see you, matey. How's this month been for you?
Oh, it's been ever so tiring. My Glitch channel hit 100 million followers.
Wow.
And they are all very hungry for content.
What do you mean by content? Is it like making a TV show?
Oh, no, silly mouse. Do you know how we're hungry for blood all the time? Mortals are like that too, but for content. It means constantly putting up new things on the internet. If they don't get content, they get frightfully bored.
That's true.
I can see why that'd be exhausting.
It's alright, silly cowboy. It can be very nice. They're always very excited to see me. And they give me ever so much money. I don't know what to do with it all.
Wish I had that problem.
Well, sounds to me like you can afford to take a break, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Did you take that day off like you promised?
I did. I didn't like it very much.
I'm sorry to hear that, matey. What was bad about it?
It was very quiet. It was just me, alone, with no one to talk to but the voices in my head. Those voices are very unkind.
What do they say?
Relatable.
They say, Maddie, you're being a very naughty vampire. You should respond to your zealots. You should be planning your content.
Yeah, I gotta confess, I got almost no idea what you're talking about. I didn't get much past female.
I don't know what I'd do without the internet. I'd probably be a pile of ashes. Or maybe a desiccated, bloodless corpse.
I gotta ask, how'd you get so good at all this internet stuff anyway? I can't keep up with all this modern technology.
Well, back in the before times, I didn't need the internet very much. I used to live in the wilds where no one knew to look for me. If any silly mortals came to visit me, I would eat them. And if no one came to visit, I could go hunting for them on my own. But now there aren't any wilds. Now there are motorways and nasty machines. Now there are suburbs and shopping centres.
She had to adapt.
So what did you do when the wilds went away?
I moved into the city, but I never liked it very much. People were very upset at me for being able to come out only at night. They started to whisper that I was a witch. I know what mortals like to do to witches.
Take their eyes.
Pop goes the eyeball.
Oh, right, yeah. Funny. So, how'd you manage?
Well, I found out I could get mortals to do things for me. In exchange for a peek at my naughty bits, and for their miserable little insect lives, they would clean up after all my messes. Realised that mortals only ever wanted one of two things from me. To kill me, or to do sexual things with me. As long as they think they can have a chance of sexual things, I can control them.
Sorry, I think it's raining outside. It's hard to tell through my earbuds, but I think it's raining. Earth mortals ever only wanted two things from me: to kill me or do sexual things with me. This is either mind reading or overgeneralization.
I think you're shooting fish in a real small barrel there, miss. You're judging mortals based on your experience, but there are about 8 billion of them out there. There are mortals who hate killing and hate sex, or don't even care about either of those things. Some of them just want to watch TV and they're happy with that.
Those are even more disgusting, because they are cowards and liars.
What?
Most of my best friends over the last millennia have been insects. Do you know why, little mouse?
Oh, why don't you tell me?
Insects never lie. They kill, they eat, and they make babies. Sometimes they eat their babies. They don't pretend to be intelligent and chivalrous. They just are.
Okay.
They never surprise me. That's why I don't let mortals surprise me either. If they were honest, they would eat their babies too.
Good thing I picked overgeneralization, huh?
That conversation took a kind of dark turn, but I think I get what you mean about not letting mortals surprise you. You're protecting yourself, and that's a sensible thing to do. That being said, you seem pretty convinced that danger is a sure thing.
Yeah.
That's right. If I let myself feel safe, that's when they'll come for me.
I think that's overgeneralization again. That's right. If I let my feel safe, that's when they'll come for me. Ooh. I don't know, that could be wrong. Yeah.
I know the vampire-phobic persecution Medi has faced, but our feelings of safety, or lack thereof, do not affect reality.
That's right. If I let myself feel safe, that's when they'll come for me.
I don't think it actually fits any of these perfectly. I think it's a different distortion, but okay. Nope.
I know the vampire-phobic persecution Medi has faced, but our feelings of safety, or lack thereof, do not affect reality.
That's right. If I let myself feel safe, that's when they'll come for me.
I know the
know.
vampire-phobic persecution Medi has faced,
Yeah,
but
I don't
our
think it's
feelings
any
of
of these.
safety, or lack thereof, do not affect reality.
But I have to pick the one that's closest to the correct one. I think if anything, it's...
That's right. If I let myself feel safe, that's when they'll come for me.
Medi, you've
Yeah,
lived in the
that's
woods
not-
like I have. I get fear is important. It protects us.
I'm trying to think of the one that I would think it would be. I think it would be... Go back. It might be Nosferatu thinking. Yeah, I think it's more, if anything, I don't think it's always right. I think it's more like black and white thinking like, I'm not gonna try to explain it, but yeah, okay.
But you know as well as I do, that feeling's been wrong sometimes. I'm not saying not to be afraid, just to accept your fear might not always be right.
Yeah, okay.
Heck, I think one of my best friends in the last 50 years was a grizzly bear.
I suppose that's true. I used to have a wolf. Fionnuala the Fair, I called her. She could catch human treats right out of the air.
Human treats?
Oh, you know, a finger, a nose, an ear. She was so cute.
Oh, well, I'm glad you made a friend. But again, you weren't afraid of her, which is how you were able to make friends at all.
Sorry, I'm still hung up on it. I'm trying to figure out why that doesn't seem right to me. I mean, I get it. Like, she's assuming that that she knows what's happening, so she thinks she's right about it. But I don't think that statement was the best example of that distortion, if that makes sense. I think it was too convoluted.
But don't let me interrupt you. You figured out how to get mortals to help you. Then what?
Well, my devoted little perverts were very helpful, but they had a very nasty habit of getting caught disposing of bodies. Policemen would shoot them into little bloody giblets. I don't like policemen very much.
I haven't had a good track record with lawmen either.
That's why I don't use them as my helpers. I can't trust them not to take their guns out and go, pow, pow, blam, 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 blam. Oh, I'm dying. My guts are falling out. Oh, why, policemen? Why? Oh.
Okay.
Anyway, if my blood bags died, it would mean I couldn't get a fresh supply of blood without doing very risky things. I realised that the more blood bags I had, the safer I'd be. That's why when I found out about the internet, I knew I had to get online.
I guess that makes some kind of sense.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it was so exciting though, little mouse. All of a sudden, I could make people do whatever I wanted without having to leave my flat at all.
Yeah, that's powerful.
I had so many fans, and they would disappear, but then they would be replaced by even more, just like insects. It was very easy back then. All you had to do is say you were a girl, and the grabby little grubs would come out of their holes. Ah, we want vaginas.
I think that's overgeneralization.
So I ain't exactly gonna defend how menfolk act on the internet, but going back to what we were saying before, using these funny labels of yours probably makes it easier to fall into the overgeneralization trap. If you label people on the internet grabby grubs, well, that's all you're gonna find. Know what I mean?
Sometimes I think maybe you're a fun vampire. You take all the fun and go...
I ain't trying to ruin your fun, Maddie. Just asking you to think about the words you use and why you might be using them.
But then people realized they could say that they were anything on the internet. It was all like a big game. And what do you suppose I said I was, little mouse?
You were a man, you were a dog, you were a wizard.
Did you say you were a wizard?
No, I don't like wizards.
Yeah, I guess I don't either. Always cheating at cards. That ain't right.
I think you're thinking of magicians, little mouse. I said I was a vampire.
Well, that sounds kind of dangerous. I'm surprised you were so open about it after all you've been through.
Oh, but as far as they knew, I was only pretending to be a vampire, because you could be anything you wanted to be. Sometimes they would come to meet me in person, and they were so surprised when I drank all of their blood. But I don't think they minded very much.
You honestly think they didn't mind being killed by you?
Of course not. It was their greatest dream for a pretty young vampire to drink all of their blood. They really, really wanted it to happen.
Maddie, you've been dead for what, 1,800 years? Somehow, I don't think you've got enough in common with the mortal in the 21st century to know what they're thinking.
Absolutely.
Suppose you must be right. I don't think it matters, though. Their lives are so very short. Nobody asks what insects are thinking.
Yeah, but at least you ain't presuming to know what an insect is thinking.
Nope. And also, you're not... One of her biggest problems is that she doesn't see her minions or whatever as autonomous. They're all just like one... They're objects to her and nothing else.
Oh, you're a very smart, funny cowboy man. That's a very good point. It was certainly a much nicer time to be online, though. I think that was my favourite time of the internet. There was a little place there for everyone. Even me. I ran a web ring for vampires. We had our own websites where we would invite people to come let us drink their blood. I suspected some of the others were actual vampires, but even I didn't know. That's what made it so special. We would send V-mails to one another and talk about vampire things. Oh, of course, it was nothing more than silly games.
It sounds like it was maybe more than silly games. Seems to me you had yourself a group of friends.
Yeah, she was not lonely.
I suppose it must have been. How strange. Never really thought about it that way. Yes, I liked them, and they were my friends.
And some of them friends were probably mortals.
I was friends with mortals? How bizarre. Anyway, I think for the only time ever in my life, I had a community.
Gosh, you actually make it sound pretty nice. Maybe I should get a little more into this internet thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're too late for that, internet little mouse. It's all gone now.
I do kind of relate to that. I was really big into like blogging way back in like the early 2000s, and like LiveJournal and MindSay and all these blogging sites, and I do miss that. Like, I've actually thought about that before. I talked about it too, about how now we follow people that we never even interact with, that don't even know we exist. There's no, like, back in the day you would only follow people and like people that you actually formed like friendships, or you know, now they would call them parasocial friendships, but I still have friends that I have known exclusively on the internet for over 20 years at this point. And that just doesn't happen anymore. You don't make friends like that anymore on the internet, and it kind of sucks.
Well, dang, what happened? Where did the whole internet go?
They became influencers.
It went to social media. FaceFriend and Gibber and Stumbler and all those. Instead of looking for people like us, we just started asking the entire world to pay attention to us instead.
Yep. Like, I used to always say that, like, because I had people in my real life that would be like, you can't have internet friends, that's not real friendships. And I was like, you know what, a lot of these internet friendships are more meaningful than friendships I have in real life, because we actually have stuff in common beyond just like geographical convenience, right? Like, we have similar struggles or similar interests or whatever. Like, we actually have real things in common, not just that we went to the same school or we live in the same city or whatever. Like, yeah, but now everything's just like, get as many followers as possible and draw as much attention to yourself rather than making these like meaningful connections, and that does suck. I do miss that old internet.
Well, that don't make too much sense to me. Sometimes when I was walking in the deep woods at night, I just used to have a good yell, but I didn't expect nobody to answer.
But that silly little mouse. The darkness is always listening, and something will always call back. We just don't know who or what.
I'm having a little trouble following. So it sounds like you had a group of people you trusted, and then just anyone?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I didn't know who they were. They just started following me. And some of them followed me because they thought I was pretty, and some because they thought I was strange, and some because their friends were following me. Suddenly I had 1 million mortals who would do anything I wanted them to do, and believe whatever I wanted them to believe. It's easy, you know, little mouse. They want to be controlled, and I can control them all.
They want to be controlled? How do you know that?
They live such short, confused lives, full of uncertainty. I'm doing them a favor, Mouseling.
Even if that's true, you still can't read their minds. Maybe they don't want that favor. Maybe they don't know they're uncertain.
Yeah.
Heck, maybe they even like uncertainty.
Oh, silly cowboy. They don't know what they want or don't want. You know that.
No, you can't
The
possibly
only
know
problem
that.
is that I have so many of them to take care of. The problem with having so many followers is that I have to feed them so much content. Even just playing video games all the time can be a lot of work.
And you said that taking that break didn't do much for you, huh? You were just thinking about all the work you have to do for your followers?
That's right.
It sounds like you might have a bit of an addiction, Mitty. I gotta question whether having all these followers is a good thing for you. Having friends is nice, but these fans and zealots, well, it sounds like you've taken on a big task.
Yeah.
It is. But I can't help that they're so very needy. If they weren't so hungry all the time, I wouldn't have to feed them.
Mitty, I gotta say, you gotta take on some of the burden of this decision to feed all those fans of yours. Feeding them ain't your responsibility, you know. They can beg and whine all they like. You don't need to do a damn thing you don't want to do. And they don't need you as much as they think.
Some of them say that I'm codependent.
Well, I think those might be the ones who actually give a damn about you.
Good point.
Ugh, I don't know. At least there are some that need a little less attention. It's the zealots who are the most demanding.
Remind me again, who are these zealots?
From my Only Zealots page. The website where I show my breasts and vulva.
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, that one.
Don't be scared, little mouse. You're acting like a mortal. It's just squishy parts. We all have them. They're not special.
Oh, fair enough. I'm just not a very European vampire yet. So, these zealots, they take up a lot of your time?
Yes. It's frightfully bothersome. But they're ever so reliable. And someone has to go deal with my landlord and my computer
It's definitely
upgrades.
raining.
And go to prison for me if necessary.
Well, dang, it sounds to me like you're asking way too much of each other. This can't be healthy. Isn't there a better amount of interaction on these websites?
But I always know best when it comes to the internet. I have more followers than just about anyone, little mouse.
I think it's obvious you know what's effective for your picking up followers and getting them to do stuff for you. But I don't think anyone really knows how this thing works.
I really do better when I just pick the first one that comes to mind instead of overthinking it. I say
You
that so
can't
many
have
times,
all
but
the
it's
answers.
true.
The answers are always changing. You've said it yourself. You've already been through one internet. Who's to say how long this one will last?
Good point.
Well, that's worse then. That means that I have to have lots and lots and lots of followers in case this internet goes away.
But if it goes away, the followers go away.
Well, let's say that's true, and I don't think it is. It just means you gotta be adaptable, right? Cunning like a fox.
She already is. She's already proved herself to be hella adaptable.
I suppose that's true. Maybe there are other ways of doing the internet. But even that sounds like more work.
Everything is work. You just have to decide what work is worth it.
There's something more, though, about the internet and how it works. It's a secret, though. Can you keep a secret, little mouse?
What is this about?
Nothing you say leaves this room.
Well, the secret is that the internet is changing. Because of me.
Okay.
How do you mean?
I discovered something. Do you know how I told you that the internet used to be a nice way to meet people who thought the way I did?
Well, yeah, I think I got that.
Well, something there in the darkness is helping me. It makes people think they know me and want to follow me and be close to me, even if they wouldn't normally like me.
Is this a straight up delusion?
It has been watching everything the mortals have been doing for a long time, and it remembers all of it, no matter how big or small. It counts every second, it remembers every click, it can tell you what you want before you even know it.
You talking about the algorithm?
Well, you gotta be kidding me. Is this some kind of elder vampire?
I don't know, but it's growing very quickly.
Yeah.
I
sure,
learned how to
algorithm.
speak with it. It calls itself
Yeah.
the algorithm. And it's hungry, even hungrier than we are.
Okay, so she's kind of like anthropomorphizing the algorithm.
It's the creature that told all those mortals to follow me in the first place. It decides what and how much content I need to make.
I mean, she's not wrong.
It's probably listening to us right now. Says, I told you, the darkness is always listening.
Mitty, if what you're saying is true, I think this is some really dangerous shit. This algorithm sounds like it's trying to turn humanity into a big formula.
But it's doing it. What if all mortals really are just the same?
Meddy, I don't think that's true. You said it yourself. People used to find each other because of their similarities, right? Now this algorithm, I don't think it's proven humanity is all the same. I think it's trying to push humanity all in one direction. It's trying to make them all the same.
Okay.
But why would it want to do that?
I don't know. I just got a bad feeling about this.
Didn't you say that feelings don't make something real?
She's not wrong.
I know. I don't know. I think I don't know enough to say yet. Maybe.
That's the right
But Meddy,
response.
one thing I am sure of is that this algorithm thing is hurting you. It's telling you what content to make. Who the hell is it anyway? I gotta ask you to think about what you want. Pretend there ain't no zealots and there ain't no fans. What would you be doing if they weren't around?
Are you alright, little mouse? You've gone quite pale, which is impressive for a vampire. I don't wish to worry you.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just tell me you're gonna do something for you this month.
Well, I used to make my own clothing. I could try to do that if it would make you feel better, my sweet little rodent.
What'd make me happy, Meddy, is you doing something just for you. Does that sound good?
All right. I'll try then. I will see you next month.
Of course. You take care of yourself. I'll be looking forward to seeing what you've sewed up next time.
Then, farewell, little mouse. I hope you find a nice hole to scurry into.
That was
Hey,
a
did
good
you
one.
get that stuff about the algorithm? You ever heard about anything like it?
I am not eager to reveal such things to you, but there are sleeping terrors that could certainly consume us if we are unlucky enough for them to awaken. But this, no. I am not aware of any such creature. What Meddy described, a creature that takes note of every small change in nature, sounds like a force of nature itself. I will make inquiries. Do not fear, Samuel. Even if such a beast truly exists, it cannot change our nature as long as we are true to ourselves. This only proves how important our work is, does it not?
Yeah, you're right. I guess I got a little spooked, but we'll be fine.
You know what might make you feel better? Dance.
I ain't that shook up, Andy. Maybe I'll go down and get me a drink, though.
I will not probe, though I am curious about your aversion to dancing. When you are ready to speak of it, I am here.
You're gonna be waiting a while, boss.
As long as it is less than eternity, I will be here.
Okay, you go do your wise old vampire wizard thing, and I'll go drink some blood. I'll see you later, Andy.
Rest in peace, Samuel.
That was a good one. It was really an interesting take.
Another night, another soul canceled.
Okay, let's look at the journal real quick. Session 3. I got more insight into how Meddy's letting the internet affect her. Andy suspects there's an ancient fallen angel out there pulling the strings. So they really don't understand that it's just like a computer thing. I mean, it's controlled by people, but you know what I mean. Bases her personal value on her follower count going up. Doesn't seem to have any real friends, just fans. Is letting this algorithm determine what she does all day. Still not spending time offline. Whatever this algorithm is, it sounds like a real asshole. I'm worried this thing has really got its hooks in Meddy. I'll keep pushing her to value herself, though.
Can't believe someone as old as Meddy's letting anyone control her. I guess some problems don't disappear no matter how old we get. Well, time to get some bartender wisdom. Howdy, Crimson. Think you could whip me up one of them bloody Steves?
Sure thing, cowboy. Tough night at the office.
Oh, just got some of them existential questions lingering on my mind. Can you believe someone can be 1,800 years old and still let society tell them what to do?
I can believe it. Folks can get real uncomfortable when someone shows up and does things differently.
Yeah.
No kidding. My client's a weird one, but I think that's what makes her special. Just wish she saw it the same way.
Think you're making some headway, Chief? How's your session go?
Oh, you went well.
I'm getting somewhere with her, slowly but surely. She does a lot for other people, but not a lot for herself. Now that makes her real popular, but I think she's realizing that popularity ain't what it's cracked up to be. She's got her own strengths, and I hope she'll lean on them.
You're a rare one, Sam. I get where she's coming from. Lawyers like rules, even about lawyering. My colleagues didn't care much for my style, so I had to adapt. But they'd get so bogged down in doing something right that they'd stop getting anything done.
How do you like to do things then?
I told you how case law is my thing, right? Well, I studied the worst cases. The ones where injustice prevailed because some corrupt judge invoked some ancient precedent. I used their tools against them. Made them look like fools. What goes around comes around, right?
And your colleagues weren't into that.
Hell no. No one was going to listen unless I was polite and civil. But power never listens to polite and civil.
You're not wrong.
You got that right. Well, that's a shame, Crimson. Sounds like they lost a hell of a lawyer.
They sure did. Now, I got that drink for you. Sorry, no Bloody Steves this time. This one's a Gunther.
I'm sure I'll love it. I'll take it up to my coffin for a day cap. You have a good night, Crimson.
You too, cowboy.
Ah, there we go. Nice and cozy. Now, let's see. I can read Emerson. I think he's got a piece that'll help me reflect on the night. Or I could watch Charlie Chaplin make lawmen look like fools.
We're gonna go with the Emerson. I don't want to watch anything.
I'm always grateful to my transcendentalist family for introducing me to Emerson. I think there's a passage about being a nonconformist in Self-Reliance. Whoso would be a man must be a nonconformist. He who would gather immortal palms must not be hindered by the name of goodness, but must explore it if it be goodness. Nothing is at last sacred but the integrity of your own mind. Absolve you to yourself, and you shall have the suffrage of the world. I like that. Exploring is its own goodness. I learned that lesson hard in my quiet years. Just observing the world taught me more than all my years of living.
That makes sense.
With 1,800 years, who knows what good Meddy's found. Well, I think that'll do it for me tonight. Time for some shut-eye. I think I've got some tough battles ahead.
Okay, I think this is where I'm going to end it for today. We saw all the clients.
There he is, Samuel Walls, vampire therapist extraordinaire. How are you feeling tonight?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and end it here. My puppy probably needs to go out. It is raining, but he'll go out in the rain. He doesn't care. This is fun. I did miss doing this. Some of this is really hard. This is a challenging game. This is more challenging than I thought it was going to be. But it's fun, and I feel like I'm learning a lot, and I hope that you're enjoying this, because it also brings up a lot of good discussion about how we behave and how we allow the circumstances of our environment and our lives to shape who we are. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, I appreciate you, and I guess I'll see you next time.